Buenos dias, buenos tardes, y buenos noches, and todo el mundo. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world. And thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I'll be your caster and cameraman for today. And today I am going to be accompanied by the one and only Ninal. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing amazing. It is a weekday, and we've got a grand finale here lined up for us.
Not only is it a grand finale, it is a grand finale on a Tuesday, the most rarest day for Left 4 Dead games to be played, and it is here.
But to focus our attention forward here as the ready-ups are coming out, we're going to have Hokori versus Akatsuki here this evening. But you might not expect who's coming from the winner bracket here.
Yeah, no, this is something I was talking about, and I was all excited with all the people I was talking today. It is going to be a grand finals best of 3, but every other situation, it was Hokori sitting in the top seat. And this time, 9-0, it is going to be Akatsuki, a.k.a. Penguins of Madagascar, One Piece, Valhalla, whatever household name you want to use. They are sitting in the number 1 seat this week now, which means Hokori needs to get 2 of these games won today in order to push this to another week. Or Akatsuki can win 2 games today, and they will get their first tournament victory. And I'll tell you what, if they can get it done now, who better to beat than the world's greatest at this current moment, Hokori?
Yeah, it definitely feels like there's been some issues for Hokori. We've seen, for example, we see 33 on the roster here today. If there were to be a time to try to go for a dethrone, now would be a great moment for it.
I believe? Or am I incorrect here? They're using the 6th
Yeah,
player.
there's usually, I believe, 520, and there's also one other player that plays with them quite a lot. But one thing that you mentioned at the start is that this team does switch around their names a lot, and it's really hard to keep track of who is who. But we are going to go into it. We've got a kind of a non-standard Hokori lineup here as well. They're going to be starting off on the survivor side right here in Hard Rain, and we do have the death charge possibilities, also just plenty of damage possible here with the 100 Charger Jockey and a Spita. Charger around, coming for Yap. Way. Just hoping beyond hope that Charger could land, and it's not going to. But Corey gets a softball with the hard-hitting hit, and they're able to just walk it off no problem.
Yeah, pretty clean. I mean, that Charger was really ambitious. He just wanted to see if the death would happen, trusting for them to line it up. Didn't work out. But they do get a little bit damaged onto Zyko. Everybody else will be sitting at 100, and for the rest of roster for Hokori, it will be Grizz, Yap, Zyko. No Shockwave today, nah. They're going to be using 33.
Right, yeah. I mean, 33 has been on a number of rosters. Colossus, also Goat, but not really Hokori. Smoker into the Hunter, going to be able to land. Jockey kind of, overlapping with the Smoker. Not a whole lot of damage being found. Hokori, as you'd expect, keeping that damage quite low, as their firepower on the survivor side is absolutely absurd. And you're going to have to come up with something powerful, like maybe the hit upcoming could be a good choke point for them to finally get some damage in, because these suboptimal chokes just aren't working. And actually, I spoke a little too soon, because it does look like this is just going to be a playground tank, and I don't think they're going to get another hit out of this.
Yeah, if they do hit, no, they're going to be able to push forward.
This playground area is really insulated. It's really, really, really difficult to get the cars to land onto people. You can get them close, sure, you can get them close all day, but actually land them on a player is quite difficult. Going to need some support from the SI as well. And the boom was the tank, so now they're going to have a Hunter, Charger, and a Spita. So they are waiting for the time being, which I guess they're trying to prevent the run back, but that Spitter is going to have to eventually go in, as Alicia does go ahead and send it in, as Aisha blocks off the run forward with the car.
Yeah, there is no chance for pushing now. They have one down both alleys. They're just trying to chip them up a little bit. They got to be careful. Oh my goodness,
wow.
No, that was still pretty close. Plenty of time to retaliate, but that's a good position for that hatchback. That's really good. And Hokori's going to stay here. Oh, they're going to push on the side. Oh, this is going to be a fast commit.
Whoa.
He's going to have to come in right away. He might be able to split him. Can he get there in time, or can Coach get around there? No, he splits him. This could be huge. Let's see what they can do. Gets a punch onto Coach in the back. He's down to 3,700 HP. Oh, he kills the Hunter, the tank. Oh, he gets a punch. Coach gets out of the corner. The Charger lands, gets a punch on the neck. Nice triple boom. Rock comes out, hits Coach. Turn punch to Rochelle. He punched everybody, and he is dead and all. And the survivors will have 65% bonus when the tank is dead. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, boom, coming in too late. Like, yeah, got some work done, but also they knew that I think Hokori knew it was going to be a boom. If they were keeping track of what the hit was last time, they knew that the boom became the tank, which means that the first SI after the spitter dies is going to be a boom. So that was even more reason for them to be able to just run forward and force the engagement with that boom even still waiting to come up. Now this is an interesting spot for a hit. They don't go immediately for the stairs. They head over to the side. And they do take quite a bit of spit damage as a result. But still, I mean, that I'm sure Akatsuki is still... Well, I was going to say reeling from that tank. But the truth is, there was plenty of damage that came out.
Yeah, I think he connected with 5. I believe all 5 counted as well. I believe that was the best he could do in his circumstances. It was really unfortunate and all that he killed his Hunter. If that Hunter could have landed sooner and he just turned around and had him separated 3-1, would have been huge. As Demon sacks his Boomer, but no, it's not going to be enough time for them to get that quad sack in. Unless Hokori really... Oh no, they're going to go in here. Look at this. No. Oh, the Charger covers. The Hunter gets skeeted, and they get a little bit more value. But Hokori will walk with a little bit more than 50% bonus, and they're going to put up 1,088 for one chapter. Good start for Hokori.
I think Rochelle was definitely baiting that, but still, even with that being the case, Akatsuki did manage to get the wall stun in with the charge, get the damage in there. And they did cut down on the damage, rather the bonus that Hokori got in by a little bit. Still going to be over 1,000 for this first chapter. It could go either way from this point for Akatsuki. They could, get played by the hittables. They could get, double, triple boomed. Find a wipe. Or they could be leading this chapter. I don't know which one's more likely, but against Hokori, I think I'd probably opt for the losing situation for Akatsuki. We'll see what they can do. Again, this is a big hit on paper for Hokori. Charger, Hunter, Jockey, Spitter, it's huge, but will they actually be able to get favorable spawns? So they wait for the Hunter as the player's getting up, trying to go for the Charger stun, not going to work, but still getting 4% onto a Hunt Spit. Even more. Even more.
That Jockey was determined. No, I don't even think he realized that Jockey was chasing that survivor, but he caught him for a little bit more, not much, but they should be able to clean this up. And one thing I didn't take notice, no, is that typical when there's 2 South American teams that the ping's pretty even, but they're not going to choose to play on the South American server, so instead of green pings, we're just going to see orange. As one thing they could have chose to do if they wanted to go to Lalo Z servers. It was an option.
I think, Peru in general, they're so well accustomed to playing on orange ping. I think they're completely fine with this. We're going to have a Smoker, Charger, Hunter, Spitter. Great follow-up for Hokori, especially at this area. Smoker pull on the back line, trying to find Demon, not going to work. Hunter gets skeeted as well. 167 shots in 3 shots by Demon after he clears the Smoker. Spitter not able to find anything either. And yeah, I think Akatsuki took a little bit more damage than Hokori, but not bad by any means.
I think they could actually push this choke. No, maybe not. I think they could have at one point, but they took that a little. I think they just want to clear everything out. I think the call was never to push. They want to play this safely, and I can't really disagree. But this is the first tank for Hokori. How many will we see today? We don't know. It's the first of many, we can say. And he has a tri-cap, and he brought his sedan in. And Akatsuki will stay positioned at the playground for a little while longer. We'll see what they try to do when the hits come in. Car comes flying. Hunter gets skeeted. Jockey does find a target when the Smoker gets cleared right away, so they'll dip just under 90% when they go into this tank now. And 33 looks to try to keep him, peak a little rage, see what Akatsuki chooses to do.
We had 2 members of Akatsuki backing up a little bit, but then running back forward. Maybe just try and play some mind games. Either way, I think that this is a pretty straightforward playground tank. Gonna be wrapping around the playground. The thing is, that oh wow, okay, it does get cleared in mid motion. Rock not even coming out, but this car might look bad if. Okay, Akatsuki's gonna run it back. I mean, 33 has plenty of time to cut this off. He's got a car that he can volley in. We got a hunter, we got a boomer. I don't know if this was really the play. I don't know how. One boom, Hunter with stumbles, but he fails to smack. Gonna try on the setups. I don't think so. Really close, but not quite. They're gonna continue backing it up. I mean, look at this. They've already taken plenty of extra damage, down to 86% in the meantime. And they're gonna have to run back once it's done, but they want to head to the save for less. This is, hard rain downpour, not normal hard rain, so I can't judge them too much for wanting to take it in the save for less store, but it is what it is. Definitely going to be harder to wipe the survivors at this point, but should be pretty easy to get at least a good number of smacks in. Pretty easy for the corner. Charge with Jockey Boomer. They're keeping the boom here. Getting one smack onto Nick pretty much right away. 3k HP left. Getting another onto Row with the boom, but stumbling the tank. He's going to go ahead and close the gap onto Nick. Get some more smacks. Down goes Nick. 1300 HP left with an in cap. And he's able to not quite get another smack onto Ellis. They go for the pickup here. And yeah, I think Hokori did well enough. 633. Survivors ran it back. And they pretty much guaranteed won this chapter.
Yeah, they do have 2 sets of pills, but no, they do have to take a lot more attacks because they ran back. So there is a consequence for retreating back in the map, having to go forward again. And they did take a little bit more damage, about 10% more than Hokori took. But they also have to tread through the map again. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, what a ski coming! I didn't even see the hunter spawn. Nice shutdown of everything. I don't think they took hardly any damage. Still sitting at 54%. They should be even able to blast through the second choke point if they get there quick enough. No, it's going to be tight. Never mind, coach fell off the ladder.
Yeah. Not going to be doing any services to the rest of the Akatsuki team as they are trying to speedrun it through, but it is coming up. What's that fourth SI going to be? Spitter. And actually, yeah, they're trying to prevent the fast forward here. Charger just going into nothingness. Still going to be able to land that hunt spit. Would love to see Ellis blocking it, but regardless, the hit is going to get shut down. This is, like we said, the win for Hokori, though, already, just points-wise. So they're still going to have 2, if not 3, opportunities to really make a dent into the remaining bonus here for Akatsuki.
Yep, and they did find pills, so they slightly take the lead back over from Hokori, but they still have 2 more hits to deal with, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, this is unorthodox indeed. They'll land the hunter 1 damage. Smoker pull doesn't get the tick. Boomer walks in, gets popped, so nothing really come of that, but it's dead even at 53.0. It's a bonus right now if you tag up for both of them. But right now it is a tie, it says, even though it's 1 point in favor for Hokori. But no, if they could shut this down, we could go in the next chapter with a 4-point game after chapter 1.
Yeah, but I think that this was part of a 2-step plan for Hokori. They had a really bad hit. It wasn't a good stairwell hit. They decided to send it as fast as possible, try to win their 1v1s, try to make something happen. But now they get a Jockey Hunter Charger spit right outside the safe room. Tons of damage, tons of danger looming over Akatsuki's head. And they don't want to pop the pills. They are going to go ahead and pop a set, though, and hand it over to Elige, just to guarantee that they get in there. Which that's a free 25 points out of Hokori. Sexito pops his pills as well. So Hokori just netted 50 points for free by having such a dangerous hit here waiting for them at the end. And they're still, baiting it out. Hunter into the double charge with the spit and 2 smacks. And the jockey not quite able to pull into the spit, but still Aisha actually goes down from that as Elige seems to be having a problem with the server, he says. And that's going to be quite the lead for Hokori, getting about, 150 points there in the last hit.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 4 points to 150. Quite the delta difference, but it is only 1 chapter, and who knows how many of the chapters we're going to see played here, because it is a grand final. We could see all of them played. We have the possibility of seeing 15 tanks. I'm just saying. We could see that very, very may well, but right now it's going to be Hokori up by a little bit as we go into chapter 2. Let's see where this tank is going to spawn at. I'm anxious to see. Are we going to give an early one, or are we going to see late? We'll have to wait a few more seconds, and it is just going to be wow. It is going to be a very, very late tank spawn. Now they gotta go up the escalator and the stairs and retreat back down. This is a very dangerous tank spawn for the survivors.
Yeah, normally if you get a late tank, it's kind of expected to be pretty low impact, needing a couple rocks to land, or needing to get double boomed, or something big to happen. But with the setup, or an early SI coming out to help the tank, maybe even two early SIs to help the tank, which is kind of created. That's like such a huge investment just for a little damage. But that's what you can expect with such a late tank. But this tank actually got so late that it becomes dangerous once more. We'll see how the survivors manage this super late tank. It is going to be a jockey, charger, smoker, and a spitter here for Akatsuki, as they're not going to send anything aggressive. They're going to wait for the survivors to start walking out.
Yeah, and that's interesting. And real quick before they go in, back to this tank. Nal, you'd always want an early tank when you're down a lot, but I'll tell you what, due to where that tank's at, I wouldn't mind a late tank spawn because it's very difficult to deal with when the retreat back. All it takes is one survivor to get caught up, and it's a game changer. Jockey tries to pounce onto Zyko, but Zyko wasn't having it. Shoots him in the leg or something. He loses about 100 HP, a little bit less. But the spitter is also given up its location, but will not be picked through that kind of ceiling. And it looks like we're back to the baiting game. And it looks like it's going to be front shotgun. Usually it's going to be Zyko. Still Yap. Charger gets baited. Jockey gets killed. Some free spit damage. Pull forward. And they manage to get some damage, but in the most weird way.
Yeah, the onus, it's really important, right? With the anti-bait timer, the onus is actually on the survivors to progress forward. So when the SIs take an aggressive angle like that, when the survivors are actively baiting it, it is typically a misplay because you are basically just giving Zyko the opportunity to hear the charge spawn and just walk away. One boom will come out. Charge spawns in behind. Nice tempo play out of Akatsuki, but unfortunately they will only be able to land the Hunter out of that. I like the angles. I like the idea. Just not working out. Again, just scraps here to start off their chapter as they continue to struggle to find the damage against Hokori.
Yeah, that's two in now. I believe that was 2 attacks, a little bit less than 5%. And looks like survivors are about navigating 25% of the map per hit. This used to be the average. And we know this is a pretty much scripted. Oh, they're going to go now. Nice pull. The charger lands too. Not cleared right away. Boomer comes in and stumble onto Zyko. Nope, he gets that to get out from the Boomer stumble. And they get another 10% there with the 2-2 Null. Nice attack. They caught Corey off guard.
Yeah, and that is going to bump their average way up, and this is looking a lot more manageable for Akatsuki since they got that big win in. And even the spitter is going to be blocking the drop down here for a bit, which allows Akatsuki to get their SIs up. Of course, as a result, the spitter won't be able to hit right now, and so Hokori takes advantage of that and drops down. But the spitter should be available now as Hokori do slow down the tempo, slow down the pace. They recognize the hit is up, and their mission number 1 is clear out commons and get ready for the hit. Again, Akatsuki sending the attack on Hokori's terms here, in my opinion, and it just isn't a recipe for success. Even the Hunter that lands, the spitter's off base, and that hit was worth absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I don't think it just got one. I think it was 1 point.
Right.
I think that was it. So it was a pretty clean shutdown from Akatsuki, but good job on them. And they had to hit there, though. Now, if they didn't hit there, they would give the tank spawn up on the stairs. So they had to do that. Then. And ooh, it's going to be tight. Is 80 the number, or is it 81? I think they got to go up the ladder.
Up here.
Yeah, they got to go up. How far up, though, is the question. Because Akatsuki's going to spring it right away. As soon as it goes, ding, we're going to see it. Gohan's the tank. Gohan will be the smoker, though, not the boomer. There it is. There goes. Smoker. Jockey lands. Charger really late. Boomer comes in. Oh, Boomer doesn't even rock it, but he does grab 2. Okay. No successful rock, but he can't commit. No, he doesn't have anything to help him.
Yeah. Yeah, heartbreaker there. I don't think they can expect to get too much action going there. But, as did what they could. They're going to be backing it up, hanging out for the time being, holding up. But, Gohan is still fine on frustration. The issue is, how are they actually going to get a hit in here? Jockey Smoker Hunter is what Akatsuki wants for this hit. So, yeah, if he does roll it in, I wouldn't be surprised. He is just going to, no hesitation, roll it in. Smoker gets cleared almost immediately. Dancing from Nick as he walks forward and then walks back. Jockey taking. Smoker will finally find Nick, but he should be able to clear that easily enough. Oh my god, it's no. They clear it really quick, and Gohan is just treading water for the time being. 2k HP left. Soiling the main hit. Going to try to drop in on Zyko, playing a little do-si-do. And Zyko is the winner here as the tank doesn't drop in. 1400 HP left on Gohan. And this is essentially done for. At this point, I'm just trying to caster curse it and hope that Akatsuki can get something rolling here with the Charger Smoker and a Boom, because there is not much hope otherwise for this tank.
You know what, Nal? This is a rare time that I would say this. I don't agree with this at all, though. This is a mistake. This is going to allow Hokori to just bolt it up the stairs. They should. Let's see if Hokori chooses to do so. No, they're going to stay here. All right, now, here. This is the call right here. This is what I think is the best call. Right now, this tank needs to run back on the map immediately. AI this tank all the way back as far as he can go. And have his spawns ready for the top of the stairs. And when the event goes off, this tank could meet up with them in the sugarcane field. Or it'll force Zyko or Hokori to wait this all the way out and can't do anything. That would just be my call.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah, that's true. I think in that response, I mean, the issue is Hokori has so much HP that they don't really have to push forward. They can just wait it out. Oh! 25 DP, and the rock gonna land as well. Thank you very much, says Akatsuki, as they do finally dish out some sort of meaningful damage. And Gohan's still first pass. Now they are going to be running it forward, which is interesting. They said enough. We already got the frustration reset, so there's really nothing we can do, or at least we don't want to LOS anymore. We don't want to add fuel to the fire, as almost lands another rock there. Beautifully angled rock out of Gohan. He's got 1k HP left. Smoker, Boomer, and a Jockey. They can get a ball rolling here somewhat. I don't expect it to be life-changing, but there's the Smoker going to come out. No, it's not really the angle that is like insta-cleared, and yeah, just not a whole lot going on here. Rock gets cleared. Jockey on Zyko. Good attempt with the hang or some shenanigans there. Boom is just, vibing out. Does eventually spawn in. Not going to get anything. And I think Gohan is just going to die off at this point.
Yeah, he's retreating. No, he's going to AI it. Oh, he should. Probably delay this. No, he wants a rock. Oh, he's trying. 200 health left. In a dream, and he drops down. That should be it. I don't think he's going to get up fast enough to throw another rock. He goes AI. This should trigger them to start this event. Zyko, oh, they're waiting. They're taking no chances. They're not going to do anything until this tank is dead. Oh, never mind. Okay, I never know what they're going to do now. Hokori is just so unpredictable. They're going to finally kill this tank off. It's going to be a spitter, though. This Smoker needs to not die, and the Boomer needs to die. And so does the spit. What are they doing? Okay, so they're gonna hit on the stairs.
Apparently, yeah, the Hunter goes ahead and spawns in. I think that this, I guess, makes sense. I mean, they are so desperate for damage at this point. 900 bonus in the hands of Hokori. I feel like they feel like, just getting a double cap and a spit or something could be huge. I don't know. That's gotta be their best plan.
And Hokori's not going to move forward. There's no reason to. They can just sit here the whole time. Nobody's bleeding. Nobody's slow. So
yes.
This is just going to be chill. Wait till all the commons are dead. Without a sack, there's no reason to push. So they're just going to be comfortable in there until all these commons are gone. And there's quite a bit still in the sugarcane field. Actually, no. A bunch of them just stopped running. That was interesting.
Yeah, there are some that are just vibing out, but for the most part, I mean, there were a number more that ran up, and Hokori went ahead and dealt with them, and it just shows how surgical they are with their gameplay. It's never, stumble into the charge with a double spin. What was I saying about having the control? They walked right into a surprise hit out of Akatsuki after all of that time spent waiting. And that is why patience is a virtue, not because of Hokori's play, but because of Akatsuki's waiting, aiming for the perfect moment, and they do strike at an off-tempo moment, hitting Hokori for pretty much half the remaining bonus.
That was massive for them. They desperately needed that hit, Akatsuki. What a flex. Not been knocking them all the way down to 484. They, like you said, they desperately needed that. DB open, all pills consumed. And here they go. They're going to send it in. Hunter does not find a target. The jockey will. Just some scratches, not much. 450 even. They get about 20, 30 points worth of damage. And they're going to go in with 2,000 plus. 2132 after 2 maps of hard rain downpour. And no, that should have been 2,500. So Akatsuki's big, strong finish on what I thought should have been a sack into a quad. And they knew exactly what they were doing. 50% damage on what the bonus was left. Well worth it.
Definitely worth it. And also, that entire hit was only made possible because of the stumble on the second player. Otherwise, that was just a hunt spit. So I think it really bears repeating. I know I've said it a lot on my stream. I'm sure I've said it some here as well. But just jumping at the right time and avoiding getting stumbled is so incredibly underrated. It's going to do so much for your gameplay if you can just jump and not get stumbled and not walk into the double hits and then double spits and then double this and then double that.
Yeah, everything but double punches. That's pretty much what was going on.
Yeah.
But all right, here we go. Opening attack. How well can Akatsuki take this? We'll see. Bait timer may come into effect. Akatsuki really couldn't find much, but they found some free spit damage, which sometimes that's just what you got to get. And as far as lead shotguns for Akatsuki, it is going to be Sexito, it seems. Look at that. The 6 players playing lead? Nah, you see this.
Interesting.
I didn't notice that. Naisha's playing number 2. The other 2 will be the Uzis. And you called this out before the ready up that their number 6 player is playing front.
Yeah, I did. It was Nora in the lobby, and then we switched out with Sexito. If you're swapping out Nora, that is a core player of the roster, so you had better feel pretty damn confident with whoever you're replacing that player with, and obviously for good reason. Out they go. Smoker lands, jockey lands, spit comes out on the smoker. It will get plenty of damage, but at least they're able to shut down the charger, which really would have caused all hell to break loose.
Yeah, but you're right. That is pretty good that comes out, though. That's respectable damage. Charger does not get the charge spit, but that's quite a bit for a full spit. I've got to be honest. No, that's
Yep.
The spitter shows right, apparently. Even though the jockey does find a target, they get good value. Everybody points on the board. Following attack, tricap with the boom. And I don't think there's going to be any waiting here without a spit. It looks like they plan to go. Jockey's already pre-spawn. Charger looking for opportunity, but the top spawn's been taken by Rochelle. So that kind of puts a wrench in all the special infected's plans. And they're not going. Okay, now they are. They're chasing, though. The Survivor backs into the Charger, but gets pounced. Not cleared very quickly, either. And Hokori's finding home on their hits. No, they're getting great value. Right now, averaging about 7.5 or 7.5 damage per hit. That's pretty good for a grand finals.
I think that's another kind of underrated mechanic that people don't necessarily take advantage of in the lower levels as much as they should, which is just like spawning in an SI and getting attention brought to you as a result. Jockey's great at it. We saw both the shotgun players were just locked on to those jockey noises the entire time. And the hit came in, the hunter was unprotected, got right onto a player. Charger trying to get in there as well, and I think it was a great play. Smoker coming in, not quite able to line it up. Jockey will land for a moment, and we actually have almost identical scores at these points because Hokori did take a big 10%, but the other 2 hits weren't very strong, so we are pretty much neck and neck.
You're right. They are dead even. The only advantage for Hokori here now, this could be dead. This is Hokori's choice. No, they could just kill the boomer and wait for tank or full hit here. But if they do full hit and it does not work out, Akatsuki can get that tank up before they'll be able to chance to defend it. So all in what Hokori chooses are going to go here. Nice pullback. Hunter covers. Can't do it. He finds a target. Cleared right away. Charger lands. 1 slam. Almost 2, Boomer waddling in, and they're going to get another hit now due to the success rate of Hokori knocking him down to under 20 or over 20% worth of damage. And look at Elige thinking about eating those pills now, and he does.
Yeah, it's such a bummer for Akatsuki. Nick was doing his best to dodge the charge, to juke the charge, but Charge recognized that he was in a 1v1 situation, which means he can wait to pull the trigger. He can wait out your bait as long as you want, and he did wait it out a second or two, and boom, caught Nick on the same strafe pattern, and that was that. Now we've got a hunter, smoker, jockey, and a spitter here for Grizz's tank. Grizz is the hunter, so he's already spawned in. He's going to be trying to get early value, and then we will have a follow-up with possibly a spit block as well. Look at the setup here. Grizz trying to take a 1v1 with Ellis as he brings it up. Ellis takes the ladder down. The spitter blocking. Jockey and a smoker not doing a whole lot. They are going to be able to walk forward. Some free spit damage.
Akatsuki made a little fumble there and all. They forced the tank in when they ran through the spit, but they didn't push him back when the spawns were down. They could have got an easy 1500 right there. And I think they're just worried about playing cautious right now. So the grand finals, it looks like it is deterring their decisions right now. Akatsuki from playing the way they usually would. They're trying to play more soft and casual. I would say safe. Maybe not is a proper word to say it. They know they're in that winner bracket, so maybe that's just what they're looking to go here. One more chance for damage. Boomer will land. Hunter does not. Charger lands, but no value. Grizz transitions for only about a 350 trade-off, and he is in good grounds. And Akatsuki is kind of in a pickle here now. They're stuck in the middle of the map, so the tank's going to push them into spawns.
Smoker, jockey, and a hunter. Great setup here for Hokori on the recommit as they actually climb up on top.
I don't know if I've ever seen this. Did you?
No. And for good reason. Oh my god. Okay, scary moment. He does just lightly get dropped down to the earth, but that rock so close to landing in tandem there. Grizz loses 800 HP in total so far to toss these. They haven't gotten a ton of value out of it.
And he's second pass, so he's going in next, and I think they have to commit this with a boom.
And a charge.
Yeah, I think they have no choice. No, he could probably throw one more hit in and be greedy. Corey's probably do that. Yeah, they're gonna. They don't want that boomer. And now they can't even hide in LOS, because if they hide in LOS, the tank can come out. I think Corey has them right where they want them. Either they're going to be able to commit with a 5k tank and a tri-cap with a pole.
And also Akatsuki's up here where they don't really want to be.
Fall damage, no. Fall damage.
Yeah. It's all you, MK.
Alright, he comes up. Gohan pushes forward. Alright, the tank. Everybody's off the top. Oh, one survivor's getting separated. Doesn't see the... Oh, he gets the skeet, but he gets cornered. He's down to 2,600. This will be the tank's corner. He'll get the in cap too, and no damage bonus, though. He'll decommit. Oh, he's got good positioning. No, this is bad for the survivors, because Rochelle is going to have to have a rock eaten for whoever picks him up. Oh, he hit the charger. Oh, wait, I thought he hit the charger with the rock. Gohan looking to kill this charger. Smoker pull, big separation. One, 2 ticks, only 2 ticks. They lucked out. Boomer comes in and lands, and this is going downhill fast for Akatsuki. No, they need to be able to pick this survivor up like right now. Spawns are going to be up in 5 seconds.
Great rock. He's just gonna tank it. Whoa, 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 whoa! Interesting out of Grizz. He walks away from that. And I wonder what the big plan is. Obviously, he's trying to bleed out Aisha, but maybe a misplay. Charger lands? Yeah. Beautiful. 1, 2, E-Rock. He's still 280 HP that whole time. Akatsuki is completely choking. They are underwater right now with lead boots dragging them down. That was absolutely horrific play at the very end of that tank. Not killing off the 280 HP tank, also not killing off the charger until the charger had gotten a couple smacks. Aim was just nowhere to be found.
That is a understatement. I mean, they still do have a couple hundred delta to have. Unfortunately, the Liege is going to be slow. That's the worst part about it. They're going to go for a hit to take advantage of that slow survivor. They land on the slow survivor. They in-cap the slow survivor. So that's going to be more damage bonus open on 3 survivors now instead of just 2. And no smoker now. They're going to let the pickups happen. They should be able to get all the way up top. But this smoker might have other plans now. They got to be careful. And remember, he's still alive. The death pool is up here.
Right. Yeah, this is a quad right here. Oh, wow. My bad. There is actually a boom in the mix. So they're actually going to send in the full hit. Hunter, Charger, Smoker. Hunter gets skeeted first. Now we got, what else we got dying? Smoker dies. Now the Charger tries to run away so that they can go into the quad. Is Akatsuki going to hunt it down? Nick is not able to quite hunt down the Charger. And they will, in a very unorthodox way, set up that quad.
Yeah, but the one thing they won't have happen to them is they won't get hit at the top of the stairs.
Right.
They choose not to. They all have to do is go down, but they're waiting here. This is risky. Remember what happened? I was going to say, you got to go down fast. They're ready to go right away. Jockey and Spitter are up. Charger waiting for the opportunity. Looks like they're going to go here. Nope, Hunter's just going to reposition. And we'll see a little bit later in the sugarcane field and all.
Yeah, slipping. That is a problem for Akatsuki as Saxito goes down. A Liege goes down. There's a jockey on Coach's head for a second there. And I mean, this is a joke at this point. Saxito is about to go down. There is so much points in favor of Hokori at this point as they're just trying to get the remaining 50 distance. I will say Gohan is going to be able to hold on to this 137 bonus unless they can target him here.
Heads up.
And they need it. They need those 100 points, but what a nice pop. Hunter will land onto Gohan, but only gets 1 tick of damage. No, I think he's in. There's no situation here where he should take any more damage. They should be able to protect Gohan. The jockey's looking for it. Oh, they get him. They don't watch him. They lose another 20. They'll walk in with 112. Again, 112. Great band or R&B group. And they'll put up 1624, and they're down, what is that, 508.
Yeah.
Still can do it. Still anybody's game.
Yeah, right. Not the end of the world, but it just felt like the power levels were a little bit out of balance, at least on Chapter 2. It felt like Hokori was about to... Keep in mind, they almost got an extra 400 points or even more if it weren't for that immaculate tri-cap with Spit at the end that managed to cap 2 players into the Spit with both a Charger and a Hunter. Whereas for Akatsuki, it felt like they were kind of just along for the ride on their survivor side, just trying to hang in for another hit to make it into the safe room. We do have a 62% tank, which is an interesting one. I'm assuming it's kind of going to be the exact same spot. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think this is going to be maybe towards the second row of towers. Maybe it's going to be kind of close in the middle. If I was the infected, I'd want it to be in later on, not a little bit earlier. But here comes the pull forward. The Hunter gets stuck and then gets skeeted eventually, not able to get off that booth. And the boomer will pop, so the Spitter, I believe that's a quad stack, if I saw the correct order of the depths there. So it looks like Akatsuki's going to try for the quad, but because they try for the quad, they're not going to be able to have the proper attack out on the other side of the Rayford shipping building. So you're kind of trading one for the other, and they're not going to get it. So let's see what Akatsuki chooses to do. I'm curious. We'll see. Quad here? Oh, it's not a quad.
Spitter.
Okay.
Yes, which this actually is okay. This is a great stairwell hit, which we almost never see teams go for a stairwell hit here, but they could, as it does look like Akatsuki's definitely considering it. They're not going to have a smoker, right? So they're not going to have any major shenanigans jumping out of the Rayford shipping, but they could do that as well. It looks like Akatsuki is actually going to go more aggressive than defensive here, as Hokori completely slowed the tempo down. I mean, they're definitely in tune with what Akatsuki's trying. Look at this surprise Hunter. You gotta get in before they even get to the stairs. Kind of eschewing the philosophy of the stairwell hit in its totality, but still getting tons of damage out all the same. Not quite dropping them down below 90%, but still a great hit.
Yeah, that was nicely set up. Pound Spit, Charger from behind into the Spit. I mean, Very well
Yeah.
coordinated. Corey really couldn't do much about it, but suffer almost 10% damage, which is about what you will see. And it looks like the more that they're pushing forward here now, the more and more you're correct where this tank's going to spawn. It's going to be right around the same area.
Yeah, yeah. It really sneaks up on you because this chapter just feels so short. Like it's really done quick, fast, and in a hurry, especially if you have this low pressure tank. And here comes the hit though. Hunter gonna land. Smoker not quite. That would have been great to land that Smoker onto Ellis and try to drag him the other way while Rochelle's trying to clear the Nick forward. So that was kind of interesting play there. But only getting about 2%. 2.5% as they do go ahead and press it forward. Tank gonna be in the hands of Elige, he's been doing pretty good considering I'm not from. I gotta say his avatar looks familiar, so I think that is like 520 or someone, just under a different name. But regardless, it is going to be him. It's him. It's Elige here. He goes ahead and gets chipped quite a bit as Hokori is on the same page with him. Rock coming in, only the jockey landing, and the rock gets skeeted easily as this starts to mellow out.
Yeah, so it looks like after a couple of special and infected attacks and one hit with the tank, they have accumulated almost 14% worth of damage onto the Hokori team. And Hokori has wasted no time. They're backing up. But Elige is not going to fall for the fast push and take all this unnecessary chip. He is going to push, but they can't go get him now. They're on the other side. And they retreat back, and he has the high ground with still half of his frustration. I think we go a rock or two here now before we send it in.
It's exactly what he's going to do. Boomer does go ahead and hop it in raw, not able to find that around the corner. Corey just a bit too quick for it. Really good attempt, honestly, but just not able to seal it in as Elige is going to be obviously rolling it in once Sexito gets his third SI here in 5 seconds.
Oh, he's in now. Take it away.
He is going to chase down Coach while Rochelle gets dragged into a court. He's got both of them in the court. He only gets Rochelle there. Surprisingly enough, what is that Charger doing? Okay. Gonna go ahead. Oh my god, he didn't even get the A cap onto Zyko. Oh my, they're gonna go down on their own accord there, as that was one of the fastest tank kills I've ever seen. I mean, he had two players right where he wanted them, but the issue is the damage just came out so damn fast, and Akatsuki was unwilling to send in early SIs for pressure. I gotta say, I feel like that was a misplay from Akatsuki because that tank had a guaranteed corner already, so we didn't need the charge doing that. We didn't need the other SIs waiting. We needed them helping him survive so that he could like decommit after the incap or something like that. I feel like that was a misplay from Akatsuki. Hokori benefits from this. They did get an incap though. I mean, there is that silver lining, but just look at the amount of bonus left, 952.
I cannot believe how fast that tank died. They focused him so hard. I mean, even though the Charger got his punches and they got that, I mean, that was just impressively done by Hokori. They have come to play. They're going to try to hit on the back once the jockey has pre-spawned, but his other help wasn't ready yet. So the Hokori is starting to be more cautious. They have their guns in the air, waiting for him to go. Here it goes. The jockey lands, the smoker lands, and so does the Charger and the spit. Nice tri-cap coming in, not at the same time, but all of them land, getting some great value. They needed that double-digit damage hit there and all. That is 10%, and they went from 72 point something down to 62.2. And Akatsuki need to do it one more time, as this is their last chance for damage when they come to the safe room now.
I'm a reload.
Okay, down to 820 for bonus. I did confirm that Elige is Verd. So, of course, that avatar looking familiar because that is long-time Akatsuki co-conspirator here. Verd. Jockey. Wow, what are we doing here? Yeah, they're all three going to go after, which I feel like is kind of overkill, but I guess they're worried, yeah, through the wall. They're just clearing Rochelle through the wall. All three SIs getting cleared through the floor. Or through the roof, depending on how you want to look at it, through the ceiling, as survivors are going to be able to press forward, but they lost almost another 200 points, more like 180, 175, but still, that's quite a lot. Smoker is even going to be able to troll the back line here as Corey slows it down. Spitter going to be trying, nope, and they are going to be able to walk it in with 666. Quite a demonic number, but that's still going to be quite a lot, 1264. for Hokori.
Yeah, thank you, Dave, for the sub, my friend. But yes, that was an impressive 2 hits post tank from Akatsuki. Now they desperately needed to get some value,
Yeah.
and they got double digit for both. One did 10, one did 12. The second one did 12, which was impressive, and a strong finish after, I guess, a mediocre tank, because the support just wasn't there. They did such a great job on focusing him down. The pull pounce spit was successful. Oh no, Nick's gonna take quite a bit. Look at that. Sexito goes down to 75. Aisha even goes down to 87. And Hokori returns the favor with a big 7% opening hit.
Yeah, the boots are like such a bait. They're such a spitter bait because you're just able to jump off them and deny the spit. So that's actually a hit that the Greed 333 taught me and the rest of 404 is when you get that smoker in there, you can just pull him through the window right into the hunter, right into the spit, and be able to lock in plenty of damage with it. Looks like Hokori likes to play as well. And we're going to be cycling into another massive hit. Hunter, Jockey, Charger, and a spit in the close quarters area as Hokori is gearing up, ready to go. Looking like they want to similar it. They're actually going to send him in split 2-2. Hunter going to be able to land. Look at the charge smacks. Oh my god, he even gets the wall. Ooh, awkward spitter there, but still the damage is good. Yeah, Grizz can't believe what happened with that spitter. Because yeah, the damage was amazing. It could have been so much more with the spitter.
Yeah, looks like they chose to. Did the spitter get picked? Is that what happened?
It looked like it.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Akatsuki, they still suffer a lot of damage, 10% from that. This spitter does get picked. They'll get it again because of that, but no charge this time. The Charger got a couple of slams. But I don't think Hokori has anything wrong with that, with getting double-digit damage. They definitely want to spring something here. Retro with a spit and all, just waiting for the opportunity. Here it comes. Another Hunter not finding a target in this game. Both sides getting a lot of skeets. More in favor for Hokori, though. And more damage piles out. And now Elige has dropped into the yellow range.
Yeah, I'm looking at this 2-2. Like, I don't really know what Hokori is going to be able to do, get the damage in. I feel like their only option really was to hunt spit and then like Smoker goes in and scratches. It didn't even look like the spitter landed. I don't know if you saw that, but it didn't even look like it spread to the hunter target, and they still managed to squeak some more damage out of it. Quad for Hokori, but they're going to hold as Zyko is the tank. Maybe just going to be trying to facilitate Zyko's safe travel up above. But also, he doesn't want Akatsuki to do something crazy like run forward, I don't think. I mean, I don't think they'd ever do that, but they're actually not going to send in the SIs. They're just going to hold this. Smoker, Jockey, Charger, you're missing a Hunter, which is like pretty important. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and send this in with a Rock. No, they're just going to send it in with a Transition. And now the Rock will come out with the Charger landing. Akatsuki is heads up enough to clear it, but another 5% coming out on a 3-player hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's still more damage, and it's down to, like you said, 5%, takes them into the 70 range. Now, remember now, the tank was killed 72.2. So that means one punch from this tank, and Hokori will already win the battle as far as tank damage, which is kind of crazy, up until the tank dies, so we'll have to see. Looks like they want to try for another hit. Zyko wants to play this long. Great view. Rock comes through. Hunter making noise. Jockey looking for an opportunity. Boomer waiting for a chance. Nice ski coming out there. The Jockey gets nothing. Boomer just repositions. Couldn't go. Beautifully done by Akatsuki there now. Shutting everything down.
I think Akatsuki has the potential to get a better tank here because I mean, I think that this area is just kind of better. They climb up once again, which again is kind of red flags for me. It's kind of like you're trying too hard situation. Try to get this chip when, I mean, let's be real. Like, how often, I don't know about you, but when I'm playing pug matches and the team opts to do this, I'm like, oh god, here we go again, because it's going to get like 200 points of damage, and in the meantime, they're going to get sent in hit after hit because the frustration isn't being challenged at all. And it feels like it's happening right here too. I mean, Hokori can definitely send this in. Zyko's not losing any health. He's not losing any frustration. And my question is, what's the point of this formation? There it is.
Taking damage, that's the point it would seem to be. Oh, is Rock gonna land? No, they don't. They cut it off, but still. They've now won the tank, and the tank still has 5,300 HP. And they can't push because the Boomer land. No, they want to, but it's too dangerous. You can't. get caught up there
Yeah.
with commons, it will be a wipe very easily. Zyko's playing this very well.
Yeah, he sure is. But I feel like it's more him just capitalizing on misplay from Akatsuki. He's like, well, if you just want to give me free vision, then yeah, okay, sure, like let's do it. So he's just like, all right, sure, and 100 lands. Again, it doesn't even need to be like a ton of damage. I mean, this is still just adding more, winning more, adding more to the amount of damage that they're outputting, to the discrepancy of bonus between Hokori and Akatsuki needs to be getting the points now, or else they're going to be going down 0-1 in this best of 3. And again, Zyko's chilling. I mean, he's got plenty of HP. He does go second pass, but he's pretty much guaranteed to be able to keep frustration. Finally, they're trying to LOS in earnest a bit, but it's not really enough. Smoker, Jockey, Charger, this is still feasible, and they are going to send in an early Jockey. Jockey gets him 2 away. Jockey's able to hide. Zyko's now climbing in, running in, 4k HP left on the tank. Smoker not able to find anything. He does split them 2-2 though. Winner of the spawns. Charger waits for the players to start dropping down. Smoker into the charge. Completely isolated player. Jockey and Smoker are still alive. Tank is still alive on 1500 HP. This is an absolute bonanza. It's a circus. It's a fiesta. It's everything that Hokori wants and nothing that Akatsuki wants. And in fact, Sexito is somehow still alive here. But look at Zyko. What was that E-Rock? I'm sure he would have liked any button but that. But he's still alive. 888 HP. Goes for another E-Rock here. He lands that one. The down. Boomer not quite able to land on Nick. He just continues to throw him. That time landing on Rochelle. This is just a disaster. 39% of the bonus left. Whoa, Hokori is making their mark, saying, we are one step ahead of you. We're going to capitalize on every single step that you take. And it's certainly something to watch here.
Last chance, 25. Oh, he doesn't get it. Rock don't land, but they'll get a little 100 damage. They cleaned it up. And that's going to be Zyko going in for a death. Make sure they get a spit at the next hit. And this is going to be Akatsuki losing another round now, but they're going to be fast for a little while longer. And the crawl will begin in about 2 seconds. And now, the leash is slow.
Sexito did 3% tank damage. He was off by the side. He got smokered, and then he got charged. And the smoker was still alive. He was still hanging out. And so was the jockey too. The SIs didn't get cleared. And a survivor was completely taken out of the equation as well. I mean, this is just such a huge win. Look at the movement from Sexito. I like that attempt to pick the spit. But unfortunately, he's just not quite able to pick it. No, he will be able to get it. Nice play out of Sexito.
I've never seen that.
That was sick.
I didn't even know you can get up there before. What a play.
Yeah.
Were you even aware of that? I was not.
No, absolutely not.
Only the jockey.
I like the way that they send that.
I
trying to send in a 2-2 on the back line when they get split with the boom covering arc if the players from the front line try to go back for it. Hokori just sent it in as a segmented 3-hit, and this also gets them exactly what they want on the follow-up. This is huge. It was amazing by Sexito what he did there, but the recovery from Hokori, the potential is absolutely huge. Smoker, Charger, Hunter, and Spitter. Last chance hit here for Hokori. Charger comes in. Gonna be able to find Coach. Once again, these Chargers are getting their way every single day of the week. The charge, spit, huge damage. Aisha goes down. Bonus bleeds out even further. They're hemorrhaging.
Yeah, I thought they were going to walk in with 400. I think this is going to knock the 3 even. Yeah, they'll get 308 actually. So they're still going to be less than 1,000 down. But I think it's about 800 now. Is it less than that? Maybe. Hold on, I'll do the math.
Do it.
I don't want to get it wrong, so
Yeah.
let's see what we're looking at here.
Headed to Chapter 4 here on Hard Rain Downpour. Running out of opportunities is Akatsuki. Going to be a 54% tank. I don't think the survivors are going to be allowed to the house on stilts, but you know what? That first house on stilts that they encounter, they might be able to play around that. That's kind of been a popular play lately.
There is 837 delta between the teams, so we have a tank halfway through the map, so this means Hokori's guaranteed about 200 more points. So if they wipe a tank 3,500, and that would require a 600 point bonus to about even this up. And that is possible. I don't know if the call for finale is possible in this best of 3 now. I did not see that. I'm just assuming since it's the Grand Valley, they'll play them all out. And I would like to, but we'll just have to see. When 33 ready's up, we'll get back to action.
And speaking of 33, I want to bring your attention to a round fact from last round, which was that 33 did a total of 58 damage by scratching standing survivors that round. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible number. Plenty of charge smacks, I'm sure, went out there. But anyways, we are going to have a Charger, Smoker, Hunter, and a Boomer for Akatsuki's first hit here against Hokori. Not a huge one. I'm going to be hoping for an arc boom to help cover maybe a survivor who gets pulled, but the issue is that Smoke's going to get instantly cleared by second position, so I don't really know what Akatsuki's game plan is.
Oh, the plan is they're going to hit here, apparently. Oh, what a beautiful charger. The Hunter is so late. He does land. The Smoker is melting away on this survivor right here. Yaft gets hit for 30 HP from a Smoker. Big opening hit coming out without a spit from Akatsuki now, 10% plus. Still possibilities of some common slaps too.
And Akatsuki is showing that their heads are still in the match, because that was a hit that took a little bit of scheming there, and they were able to pull it all together in a way that wasn't readily apparent to me. By being patient, again, that's been a huge thing for Akatsuki. Being patient with that Smoker allowed the Charger from the side to get in too, and that Boomer was still threatening the arc. But by holding it and not pulling the trigger, it was kind of like a Schrodinger's boom situation where they didn't know if the boom was going to be able to get them or not. And it made it so that the clears were late on the back end, and the Boomers still got in on position 3. So that was a huge play from Akatsuki. They're going to be aiming for a good follow-up to really chunk down Hokori before the tank comes in the hands of Sexito. It's going to be another massive Hunt Charge Jock Spit. In they go, charge rocketing through, gonna go all the way inside with the charge, not able to find anything, not even able to find the spit with it either as Gohan holds it.
Yeah, maybe just a block. Oh, I see what he tried to do. Well, he did it. He delayed him to run back, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the car there fast enough. No, Sexito. Is that out of play too? And I think they know, but no, you can go get it. Okay. I was about to say, no, if that was out of play, that would have been so bad for Akatsuki, and it's out of play. Oh my goodness, no, I cursed them. I don't think they know really about it, though. They have no idea it happened, though.
I mean, look at Hokori's, look at their formation. This is bizarre. They're going to choose to set up inside the house. I'm sure Zyko's going to be running out somewhere eventually, but this is a strange setup to me. But with Sexito not having access to the car, I mean, it lends a lot of credibility to this movement. But, I mean, what do you think about this formation? This is crazy.
Yeah, I think that the tank's wasting too much time. He has the advantage to split them right now. He should take it before they realize he doesn't have a car and they back outside. And then it's too late. They've already backed outside, so... This is all in favor of the survivors now, in my opinion. Now, there's going to be nothing more than an in cap. If even that. Here goes the early pull. Clear it quickly. He's down to 4,000 HP. He is down to 2,800, 2,500. Charger lands. No slam, though. Tank gets a punch there. There's another. He gets an in cap. Maybe a rock. Not able to get it, and he should just die off here. And
no way to decommit.
Nope.
Gonna try to fake it out, but Hokori too quick for that. I gotta say, MK, an in cap here definitely does not feel like the end of the world to Hokori. They get to make it so that all of the hittables are taken out of the equation, partly because of Akatsuki's own misplays, but also just good strategy here for Hokori, and they manage to survive and keep pressing it forward.
Yep, they are pushing through about 60% of the way through the map. Spitter's going to come in for a sack. Boomer should go now, and we should see last try from Akatsuki. Going in a quad before the safe room. It looks like it's going to be big bucks or nothing now, because I don't know how these spawns will be very advantageous for the infected, but Hokori's going to be able to control this on their terms.
Yeah, this feels like Hokori has played check and Akatsuki is doing the only play that they can find to prevent a checkmate here, which is with the quad. Jockey's going to be giving the noise cues. This is what I talked about. It slows them down. It can be so important to bring in those noise cues. Jockey does go to respawn, so that he's not too obvious with where he's coming from. But this is going to leave Hokori to continue to close the gap on the safe room. They are literally right outside the safe room right now, and it's going to take a Herculean effort out of Akatsuki. 1 in a million situations. Jockey does land. Charger gets in. What? I mean, maybe the damage is just fine. Smoker going to be able to cover as Rochelle fails to cut the tongue with her crowbar. Plenty of damage coming out onto Grizz as they are chopped down to 500 bonus, but still, MK, that is almost 60% of the bonus, which is going to need Akatsuki to have just a ridiculous survivor side to even have, finale really coming into the question. Although, hey, you never really know with the finales, but I don't know. This just doesn't feel too realistic here for Akatsuki.
Yeah, yeah, no. 1280 is the perfect chapter. You know what I mean? So if we do the
Right.
math on that, they can only put up what? We'll give them 1300. We'll just say 1300, so we can give them 2830. So we're looking at down 500 delta, and I think if you're down 600, you can call it, but I think anything more than that's out of reach because it is 600 distance, meaning you also need a wipe with your tank. So my call here is 90.9% or go next.
I'm right there with you. We're going to see it coming out shortly. The first hit for Hokori as a boom and the smoker already spawn in and start bringing attention upwards for Akatsuki.
Mind games, mind games. The infected are playing both sides, trying to keep each
Yep.
team honest and playing them off guard. Coach really wants to shoot that smoker. Patience. Hunter from the generator. Coach coming outside slowly, still trying to bait this. Alright, Coach is down. Psycho repositions his charger on the bottom. Smoker repositions onto the shed. He gets him. It is not. Oh, it's covered! They come in, they take the charge. That should be a slam. And no, they only have 0.3 left of the number that I've called. And it looks like Hokori is probably just about locked up game 1 here now.
That was so crazy clean. I loved that. Usually the smoker repositioning like that is a desperation moment, feeling that you are not feeling very confident with your spot, but actually it was exactly what Hokori needed at the exact right moment to bring pressure from an area that the survivors weren't expecting right into the hunter, which is probably what the survivors were expecting, was the hunter to come out from the generator there. But that split second of the smoker coming at the same time as the hunter, allowing the double cap, allowing the charger a 100% guaranteed follow-up, which has been the name of the game for Hokori, has been landing charger after charger on Akatsuki's squad. The other, I would say Hokori's been doing better at skeeting as well. I mean, the survivor side has been cracked for Hokori as a whole, but regardless, Akatsuki going to be backing it up. The final tank for the chapter. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be in the hands of Yaf.
No, they're holding the spitter. Oh, I thought they were holding the spitter so they couldn't run back. I was like, that's crazy. And Yaf wants more toys? No. He wants to play Matchbox cars in real life. He's bringing toys are everywhere. He has 2 of them now, and he has plenty of frustration. Here goes Akatsuki. They're gone. They're retreating. Only a 1
Right. Right.
Ooh, nope, not enough. That was pretty close.
Look at the angle. Look at the angle. He's doing the discreet thing. He runs right through. He's in. He's already in the charger landing, but that car was kind of awkward from Yap, and he is going to slow it down.
Oh my goodness. Rochelle is so lucky.
She was backed into it.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What an entertaining chapter 4. And Yap's going to have some fun now. He has toys.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a win more situation again for Hokori. This is playing with their food essentially, as Yap is just going to try to rain down a couple vehicles on him, see what he can get going.
There it comes. Oh, he really just wants to pop that over very slowly or lightly. He might even just leave it there. Yeah, he has to leave that there now. If he brings that in, he won't have any toy there. So it looks like 3 hittables, 2 in a good spot, 1 not so much.
Now he is dead. No.
Oh!
Oh, the jockey DoorDash. Bye-bye. He's going to get the double kill on Sexy Joy and Aisha, and that is as good as GG.
Yeah, that's going to be a good half for sure. 2 more left to finish it off. Tank will just take this. Still plenty of health on the tank. Oh, right into a car. Oh, he misses him. Rock comes out. They might actually live with this. They might actually survive.
Good for them.
It's going to be hard to make safe room with only 2 survivors now. Especially when you're boobed on.
Oh,
Charger. Oh.
Wow. Almost getting the double cap there. And look at the tank.
No way, no way.
Nah.
Oh.
Yeah. That would have been so sick. Where you going, Ro? Bye-bye.
Jajas are out. Tank is deceased. Jockey comes, cleans it up.
The 1v1.
I'm waiting to see if we say GGH.
All right, this go to the next map. As we do have the GH indeed, it's going to be Hokori up 1-0. Remember, for those of you watching along at home who may not be familiar with this, Hokori is from the loser bracket. So this is going to be a potential bracket reset for Hokori if they're able to win the next one.
And we are back. Welcome back for quite a bit of an intermission. Apologize for it being so long, everybody, but we are back with the second round of this grand finals match between Hokori and Akatsuki, and it's going to be Hokori getting the first victory as we go on into Dead Before Dawn. And this is this is Hokori's map, and I think Hokori's got to be feeling really good getting the victory in that first game.
Definitely. They are going to be walking away with a pretty convincing lead after that match ended, and it felt like it only got more convincing as time went along. Especially Chapter 4 was, quite convincing. So we are going to see what Akatsuki can do in response here on Dead Before Dawn. I will say, I've said this many times, I feel like Hokori, yes, they do pick this campaign over and over again, but I feel like this also has been their kryptonite. This was the map last year when they were undefeated for so many months in a row, completely undefeated by anybody. GOAT was able to find a win, I believe, twice on this very campaign, as well as some other teams in 2025 able to find a win here on Dead Before Dawn as well. Sometimes more convincing than others as well. Sometimes very convincing wins against Hokori here. Will Akatsuki be able to find one of them? We are going to be able to get into this interesting tank situation, but before that, of course, there is a smoker, a charger, jockey, and a spitter ready to go. As Aisha goes quite aggressively against it, they're going to be starting off on the survivor side. Akatsuki is. And they're going to be setting the tone here, which is an interesting way to be starting it out since they are 0-1. But we are going to see them kind of shifting back and forth here and there, getting some chip onto the jockey down to 192 HP as the survivors try to run forward towards the gas pumps. Is looking like that's where they're communicating, that's where they're telegraphing, and it is going to be what they opt into. Smoker immediately comes out, charge missing, and I really feel like the charge has been the superpower for Hokori. So it is good that Akatsuki was able to dodge it this time around, but they still eat or there. We do have the ready ups coming out. I'm not sure. Akatsuki going to be presenting Hokori with this question, as teams often do. Do you hit the overpass? Do you save for something else entirely? They do slow it down quite a bit, which now they're split 2-2, and now Aisha tries to back it up, but Ellis, his position 2, had already left Aisha, which allows Aisha to get hit pretty hard once again. I feel like maybe a misplay from Ellis there. Kind of got to trust that you got to back up your position 1 when you're playing position 2. That's got to be your goal number 1. And he kind of let that come through. But also, they had a big 2-2 split, which was a problem. But at the end of the day, they get around the alarm car situation no problem. So maybe it was just a bait after all.
Yeah, they're up around where the picnic tables are now, and this is probably where they're gonna back up with this tank. I wonder if we're gonna see a firing squad tank. I love to see that. Very aggressive survivor play to do that, and if you're able to shut down all the SI now, you know, pretty much no hitter can happen. And that's what we're going to see after this attack. I think they'll try one more time for damage. Spitter went up first this time. Hunter pushing the survivors down. Nice skeet. Jockey finds nothing. Charger. Beautiful shutdown from Akatsuki there, and all they needed that. But Nick is now... Okay, I thought Nick crashed, but we're back in action.
Just taking a moment there. I think a really important part about this tank is that the fact that there's nowhere for the tank to decommit. If he goes down this path, which he pretty much is forced to do by Akatsuki, there is no way that he can like climb up something or like hide behind something. That option is just not available, which is why we can see those no-hitters come out if the survivors are able to deal with the hit itself.
And okay, there's a hunter and a smoker. The hunter's going to retreat for a despawn. They're going to keep the smoker for sure. No, I think they need a charger, though. I think you have to bank on that. I don't know, about the smoker. I think maybe hunter, jockey, and charger is best. But here's going to be the commit. They're going to start backing up. They're going to fire squad this tank. Here comes the pole. Are they going to clear it quick enough? Oh, they barely, but he throws a rock? What? Not going to get it. The hunter lands. Okay, he got his corner. One punch onto Rochelle at 3,000. Second punch at 2,800. Oh, Rochelle's far away. Oh, there's a pull forward. She can't get cleared. This will be an in cap from the smoker. Tank retreats, probably dies. Just takes the in cap, and can they get her? Is she dead?
She's dead. She's so dead. She is so incredibly dead.
I don't think they can. Yeah, they can't reach it up there.
Unbelievably dead.
Oh, no, there isn't.
No way.
Okay, no. Nick says, I got my hiking boots on.
Right? What is that all about? No.
No rocket, no. But this should be a dead tank. And now they're going to hike the mountain. Well, we know you can do it because Nick did it already. So.
Don't even think about leaving.
All right, Nick got it.
Is it bad?
And I feel like that was Rochelle's own fault, MK. If I'm being honest, like they cleared the smoke tongue, they got rid of the jockey. I needed to see Rochelle holding the back key. Instead, she said, "Oh, I'm gonna get some tank chip," and then the hunter landed. It didn't get skeeted, which again, that's a misplay as well. And by the time she got up, she was right in the clutches of the tank. Could have played a little bit more defensively there, and probably could have been pretty disgusting. Hit does get laser down. Well done. We do have a stumble, which prevents the jockey clear for a moment, but nothing too major. They do go ahead and pop a set of pills. 505 bonus remaining. And I think it's worth noting that it's really tough to take out that remaining bonus at the end of this stage. So this is really important that Hokori finds some damage.
Yeah, it does for sure. Now, remember, they went into this tank with about an 88% bonus. They knocked it down to, I believe it was about 65 or something like that. I believe 66. They took one hit after the tank, like you said in the bottom. Got some stumbles in the spit. Smoker goes for a pull forward. Not going to get it. We're going to see a DP come out here. Oh, the hunter lands on top of the rock there. He misses. And that's going to be a very clean take of a tri-cap with the boom. Two boom does land, though. Not going to cause much of a delay here, though. No, they're going to get in that alley, no problem. And it looks like Akatsuki is poised to walk in with 60% as long as they can shut down these alley hits, or tunnel hits, which is very difficult to find value in as long as they survivors set up properly.
Exactly. And the question is, will the survivors set up properly? I love the way the player hung around the telephone pole to prevent the smoker pull as well in that previous hit, but they're not going to have any options like that here. They back it up. They take tons of standing spit. What is Aisha doing? Running forward while everyone else runs back. Charger smacks galore. Jockey on the head. Bleeding out big time.
And that melted weight quite a bit. That puts him almost down to half now, so there is no more possibility of putting up the 1,000 delta. They're going to be able to put up probably about 800 and something if they can hold on to it, but it's going to be a boomer, smoker, spitter, hunter, and I don't know if Hokori full sends this or are they going to sack. Another full sending. Smoker miss. Yeah, this ain't going to amount to much. The question is now, are they going to be able to get to the safe room before spawns come up again?
Right. Important question. plenty of commons coming in as the SIs are starting to get their spawns back up in 8 seconds, 9 seconds, and 12 seconds. So this is plenty of time for Akatsuki. The spinner was like trying to run back, I guess, but he literally couldn't find the ghost. Now he's going to be able to do it. I think he would have liked to do it sooner before they even walked in. But they're still going to try to chain something together. Charge, no way. Hunter's spit is going to be their best bet. It's not going to work. Akatsuki does manage to walk in with 824 points, it's looking like here. Yes, indeed, after one chapter. Not a bad scoreline, but there is the potential where if Akatsuki isn't on the ball right away, then Hokori could easily get over 1,000 with this tank. We've seen them do no-hitters here before on the Survivor side for sure, and they're very well prepared for it.
Yeah, and I do notice that we do have some people that might be new to see how competitive Left 4 Dead works and the scoring system goes. I'll just try to explain it pretty quickly here.
Yeah.
Of course, if you play Left 4 Dead, you know there's distance points, and then there usually you get to the safe room and you get a bonus for each survivor. This is much different. There's distance points on top of health bonus, which is how healthy the survivors are to make it a little bit more competitive. And there's also damage bonus, which is also mixed in with the health bonus. The difference between health bonus and damage bonus is when you see a survivor exhaust all of their permanent HP and take further damage, and that means the damage bonus bar will start going down. It's kind of a hidden health bar that you don't see. It is the length of 1.5 survivors' life bar, that's the total, and it does go down twice as fast as normal. So the damage bonus is also is a little bit more of a target if it's open, so the infected can get better value of their hits if they're running out of time and can't wipe them. So that is what zone mod is, and that's what we are playing on. And then you have tank every chapter, tier 1 weapons only, and points frozen when the tank is up, and when the tank is killed, you get points again. But let's get into this attack, Non. Start us off when they're ready to go.
Crazy charger pre-spawn here, opening Gohan wide up. He's down to 576 HP. Smoker playing around down below. Another really aggressive spawn. Yeah, no. They're going to try to get some standing spit. They actually will get a cut. I mean, hey, they'll get about 3%. Aisha locking in 10 damage, and Sexito and Alish getting a scratch, it looks like. But regardless, that was kind of a really awkward set of spawns. I like that they're experimenting a bit, but that didn't really seem like it was going to hit the mark. And now the question is, again, do they go for the overpass hit or not? Is Hokori going to press the issue or not? Charger, Hunter, Jockey, Boom. See what they can do.
You hear that, Hunter?
Hokori's going to hand it over. Hunter going up high for a DP. In the meantime, Charger just walking around. Going to get lasered again, no problem. Hunter walks away. And two just kind of just nothing hits out of Akatsuki.
Yeah, not much value there. No, they're going to have to see if they can get some more value before this tank is up. We have some survivors still sitting in that 5-punch range. Grizz and 33, Fat Girthy 100s. Psycho's been softened up a bit, and so did Yap. So the shotgun players doing most of the work and all, and taking most of the damage. The Uzi players playing cleanup and doing a very good job on protecting themselves. And that is a Corey staple and all. Those Uzi players are always in the right position at the right time, it would seem. Now they're going to start picking on them to try to get some damage. Oh, that's a 24 coming out there. There's going to be a pull, but no spit's going to be really successful there. And sorry, guys, only raffles on 25. It's a 24 now. We can't give it to them.
Akatsuki needed that, and they do get the 24. They get plenty of damage out on that hit. Something they need to keep in mind is the fact that Hokori is the notorious team for vaporizing chargers. Even if it lands, it's getting vaporized before it hits the wall. And just walking them in, I don't know if that's going to work. They did manage to get a good DP in though, but now they are at the main event here. This tank, wow, surprise charge into the rock. Charge not going to be able to land. 86% is the bonus remaining, and I gotta say, they managed to pull out another 4%. It's pretty nice from Akatsuki. Everyone's below the threshold.
Yeah, they even have 1 and a 3, Zyko.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty important, but it's... Oh, that jockey lands. Oh, it gets cleared pretty quick. They need to get a charger, so they got to kill his boomer right away. I'm going to go with Smoker Hunter charge. I can't disagree with that setup, though, now. was kind of questioning earlier, maybe to have the jockey instead of the smoker. But the fact that you keep the smoker up in the top of the mountains, I think it's just better to kind of bank on that because it keeps the survivors cluttered together and probably gives a better chance on the charge on the run back if you can get them curled up together in a ball.
Now, MK, one thing before the tank comes in, I want to bring attention to Yaft here. He is the player who gets literally no tank damage sometimes on this Hokori tank fight, as he's back way up, ready to clear.
Yeah, this is beautifully done. This is Hokori doing what they're doing. Yaft is way protected. Smoker's doing a good job, too. He hasn't... The charger when he lands. Oh, he gets a double. No, it's a triple. No. He's going to come up. He gets a double punch onto the survivors. Can he get the clear on the hunter in the back? He's going solo. He gets a punch onto Yaft. Turn punch. Gets one on to Coach as well. This is monumental damage for Akatsuki. He's going in. He's probably going to die here. Maybe one more. Nope. Rock comes out. Doesn't even leave the hand. They try to kill off Yaft, and unfortunately for Akatsuki, they can't body block enough to get that kill, but massive damage going out onto Hokori. Now they will lose over 50% of their bonus. That is the best tank by far from Akatsuki.
That is Hokori's trademark tank that they're able to shut down on the survivor side. And Akatsuki was able to sneak in the charge. Now, the point was, I don't know if you saw it or you could tell, but from your angle, but Yap is always trying to... It comes in, another charge landing. Now, the spitter on the backline will get emptied away by Rochelle and cleared out, so we're not going to have any spit mayhem there. But another big charge landing, plenty of damage as they get spiked down another 100 points. And I want to say, the charger needed to get lasered down quicker. The survivors needed to be turning around and dealing with the charger that Yap was able to meat shot. That's the only reason why any of that happened. Otherwise, I think Hokori was home free. So it was really, really, really well timed by Akatsuki. And they've already won the chapter. They won the chapter before the tank was even dead. They had already won the chapter. So this is just a win-more situation for them. How much more can they win this chapter by?
That's going to be the question. The SI are ready. Here they go now. They're going to spring the trap. Smoker.
Wow.
They'll get the pound spit, but it looks like they were able to clear most of everything else before damage came out. So just a little bit. 226 left. One set of pills left on the survivors. Don't think they're going to eat it. So they're going to hold on to this unless 33 wants to be fast. No, they're going to crawl. They're going to crawl.
Okay, I guess they're banking on the survivors, or I'm sorry, the SI team of Akatsuki to not send in anything because we've got, yeah, look, they're going to try to take advantage of Rochelle here on the back line. Jockey does land, Charger comes in with a wall slam. Look at the Hunter. He's going to finish it off. Wait, coming around the corner, the comments had it as well. And down goes 33.
That was beautifully done. Akatsuki's playing much better this time now. They've come to play. They're like, you beat us on our map, we'll beat you on yours, and they've been setting an example here. Look at Hokori, they're still stuck outside. The event is in, they can hit them in a really bad spot, and they're about to. Charger's in the back. Hokori chose to stay here because they know it's too late. Charger rockets in, completely, not even close, hits the park bench. Smoker gets nothing. Charger's running around like a fool, eventually gets killed, and a little questionable there, but the commons are doing the damage alone now. Look at that bonus going down.
The comments were swarming around them. I think they could have afforded to send in a little bit more segmented of a hit, just so that they caught the survivors at those favorable spots, because the survivors were able to back it up and kind of play around a corner, which made it so that they could shut down most angles. So that was really good adaptive thinking by Hokori, but a hit comes in. Smoker dealt with. The Hunter will not be, but unfortunately the spit overshoots compared to where the Hunter landed, and that is going to be Hokori preserving 126 bonus. Yap actually walks through a little bit of the spit, drops the team bonus down a little bit more, but they are doing it for a reason. They are desperate to get across the finish line here, and Yaft is going to go set up, make sure that he is able to block spawns inside. Charger, Jockey, Smoker, and Hunter quad. They might be able to milk this, stacking it up. Everything trying to capitalize on one player, and he's just going to get a tick or two on the Hunter, and that's going to be that.
Yeah, I mean, it managed to sneak a little bit, but again, Hokori's still going to put up a couple of points, only 124, but no, we have exactly a 300-point game.
We do.
Akatsuki back in front for at least one chapter. And there is something sad that I did find out. That to what I see to hear here, no, I don't believe they're going to play the third game tonight.
That does make sense.
So there's a good
That does make sense.
there's a good chance we're only seeing that much. So
Okay.
not 100% though, but it's what it's leaning on.
Which, I mean, we're not going to see match 3 anyways if Hokori wins this.
Yeah, I don't know what campaign it would be. I don't think Hokori's side has the time to play the third one. So, for all I know, they might change their mind and play it. Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing we're going to get, and all, is that we're going to see the earliest tank that we've ever casted on this map at 22%. Are we seeing a safe room tank? Are we seeing?
Yes, that's what I think we're seeing.
We haven't got to cast one of these in a long time, no. Very long time. This tank fought in this safe room. I am really kind of excited for it.
Me too. This chapter 2, I feel like the other chapters kind of overshadow chapter 2 sometimes, but this tank fight should definitely be a memorable one. Obviously trying to avoid multi-smacks, potentially body blocks, anything you can to prevent the wipe.
I just realized that I updated Discord, and Discord put an overlay on of our voices. I'm trying to see how to turn it off.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Oh, on the screen?
Yeah, every time we talk, it's popping up over the health bars
Right.
of the survivors, and I don't know why it started doing that. But no, the safe room door is not being watched, but there is no spitter. So I guess it's not that much of a threat.
Heads up.
Okay.
So I don't think we have to worry about that here.
Any potential shenanigans here? We do sometimes see them come out. There was a play that was really big in the meta for a moment there, which was setting the smoker behind the pile of trash bags. That seemed like such a good play, but it doesn't look like Corey is opting for that. We just got a classic charge rocket over the overpass. A hunter just kind of, on the prowl here, not giving any noise cues, just walking around in the brush. Actually, literally in the bushes. Okay, I like this shenanigan. And we've also got the smoker from behind, also in a set of bushes of his own. In they go. Hunter Smoker land, giving no vision over, no chance for the heat to come out. But the charge just get lasered down by Akatsuki, stopping the damage at 2%.
Yeah, not a bad shutdown. And also, for those that are new to the channel, for those that are interested in a very different game played competitively, as we see in chat, yes, Ninal is a caster of Revolt to the game. So if you're interested, we'll drop your, if you'd like, Nal, send me over your tag. I'll drop it in the chat. But here's the commit for Yap. He's going to focus on Rochelle. Gets a punch. Punches are too far away for a follow-up. Hunter lands on an Uzi. The rock misses. The tank will take that corner. A punch onto Nick. That's the second. Third punch is onto Nick. Tank is at 2,000. He punches again, but he popped the pills. Oh, he gets out of the corner, but it's still damage bonus. Oh, it's melting down so fast. Over half of it gone now. Huge misplay, in my opinion, there from Gohan Nah. I would not have done that. He eats the pills. He does get in cap, and his DB is going to be all the way down in the 60s, probably 61-ish. 59 already. That's a big loss for Akatsuki.
Absolutely. I'm not the biggest fan of that play. For the same reason you said. I mean, the SIs were like mopped up. The hit was basically done. That tank was dead to rights. Just let the guy get in capped. He can still shoot the tank with the pistols. Gets a full clip. While he's trying to chase down the other SIs. We have another hit coming out. Smoker lands a little bit of damage. Rochelle caught in the spit as well as the smoker scratches away. And they're continuing to milk the damage out in kind of unorthodox ways, but that's what you can come to expect with Hokori.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to push in. Oh, not yet. They still got to wait a little bit. They want to push it, though. They're going in there. They know there's a spitter coming in next. And actually, believe it or not, I think Corey is right now on top with how well they did with that. Only because that guy popped the pills in the corner and all. Because they hit him again, and look at the DB already. It's already down 13 more %. Charger goes in, misses, stumbles, pounce. Not going to have the spit on it. Jockey gets M2'd, killed. Not much coming out there. 600 points left. Phil's pop goes down a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can really even prioritize saving Nick. I guess that's what they're going to do. But it also kind of lets the health bonus get wiped away, which I feel like is a much more well-insulated of the two, with both Ellis and Coach having plenty of health to go around as far as permanent health goes. And yeah, they're just going to go straight for Gohan, not well protected enough. Charger getting Rochelle as well, spiking down the DB to 41%.
Oh man, Akatsuki is getting really ripped through now. They're losing a lot here. And the crazy thing is, if that guy doesn't pop their pills, they would literally have 81% damage bonus. They would have half more.
They would be chilling.
Yes, they would be. Probably another 200 points, sitting at about 700 instead of 455. But if they can shut everything down and walk in with 455, it's not going to happen. They're going to get the pounce. No charge spit. Jockey takes it too. And the pull and the spit. No, this is incredible value. Wow. Almost 200.
And you can see, yeah, Sexito's health bonus is gone too. Not much left to speak of. 17 permanent HP left. Aisha is really the one left with it, and Aisha is their lead player typically. They've actually got Rochelle leading the way right now. That will probably change as the hit comes up. Yes, it's going to be Coach leading the way, but that is just a fine target as they stumble him in the spit with the smacks as well. Again, goodbye to the HP there. Hunter a little bit late to the party. But actually, as a result, they are going to leave a quarter of the HP on the table, which is interesting. Maybe they could have gone for the DB in that final hit. Maybe they expected to get a little bit of both. Regardless, Akatsuki not quite going to lock in 200 bonus, but it's something here. They didn't get wiped to the tank. They got full distance. I want to say that this is permissible, but it might just be because I know Akatsuki's the underdog here and they're down 0-1. There is definitely potential for Hokori to make a statement here on this chapter, I feel like.
Let's see if I can... No, I don't have time yet. I'll try to do it next chapter. Turn off the overlay.
No problem.
The fast ready ups are awesome. Don't get us wrong. We love it. We love to go right into the action. And it does look like they're going to leave Nick in the back. So Hokori is a little bit more worried of this. They get a 1 boom. And it looks like they just want to pop that boomer to have one better hit before tank. And no, I believe it's going to be a quad. There's a Hunter in the rotation.
That is interesting. That is a very interesting proposition. It's going to be, I think it would be a spitter, right? That is spitter versus jockey. So it does become the spitter because the spitter comes in before any of the other Left 4 Dead 2 SIs. So
you're right,
still going to be an amazing hit, though. Charger, Hunter, Smoker, and a spitter is nothing to joke about. But they do let the tank come in first. Charger drops it in. It's already dead, so they kind of lose that value. Spitter does manage to block, though.
He's just going to go in here. I don't know if this is the right play. No. Take it away.
Okay, rolling it in. Going for Rochelle, getting an early smack. Continue to chase her into the corner. Oh my goodness, he has got her in the corner. She's going to go down. That is an in cap onto Grizz, but of course, Grizz not popping the pills here. But the hit is ready to go. A Hunter's ready. A Smoker's ready. Aisha's still 2,500 HP. A Jockey's ready. This is huge potential here for Akatsuki as Hokori continues to split it up. Start to play a little bit aggressive. Ellis, are we going to capitalize anywhere? Akatsuki has to try to capitalize somewhere here. Find an opening. They keep giving him openings. Maybe trying to bait out a hit. The Jockey drops in with the double stumble. Hunter hopping through. Smoker going in. They don't quite get the multi-cap, though, that I thought was basically a given. Smoker will be able to follow up into a double cap, though. Aisha here with 300 HP going for 1v1 against Ellis as Ellis tries to clear the SIs. No, that's not going to work. And then it's a Hokori here. They are only going to have 600 points as the chapter is down 1,000. Over 1,000 after 2 chapters.
No, I don't know if you noticed, all he had to do was shoot the tank twice. He didn't have to pop the pills. He could have just killed it. Oh, it's so unlucky for them. And wow, what a turn of events. Akatsuki up by 1,012. No, let's go.
And yeah, there was a major difference between the way the incap played out in those two chapters, or I'm sorry, on those 2 rounds. Yes, it felt like Akatsuki's player could have not popped the pills, and that would have been great. But with the way it played out on the other side, they get their corner, and the SIs are just now getting up. They got a free corner, which Hokori really could not afford to give them. The all in from the tank was really questionable, but it was a high risk, high reward play that allowed them to have 3 SIs available with only 3 survivors left. And not just that, but even that survivor herself that was on the ground, too far away to get pistol clears.
Let's see here. Trying to turn off this overlay.
I think if you type.
Enable overlay click region. I don't know if that's it or not. There it goes. I figured it out.
Excellent, excellent.
All right. Thanks, sorry everybody at home, but is that better? You shouldn't be able to see it now. All right, we got action, Captain.
Boomer! Their backs ain't bulletproof.
And looks like
Right, I mean,
it's
we're
button
right
off.
into it.
It's all day
It's
button
the
off.
button.
Yeah.
It's all about the button. The alarm is triggered by Akatsuki. The boomer went in. 10 seconds left. And is he going to be a charger or he's going to be a smoker? But he's not going to have time to get set up if Akatsuki press the issue.
Let's close that door. Ammo here.
Ooh.
Going with machine gun.
Look at the jump from Aisha. They will be able to land it with the smoke from the side, but they sipped in all their SIs except for the spitter. 12 seconds left on the spitter, and they've got that MK. They've got that no problem. They took less than 5%.
That was beautifully done.
Whoa.
You don't see it very often, but I think the morale's a little bit higher in Akatsuki than Hokori right now. They just got to get themselves together again. That button was taken very healthy. Very healthy. No, less than 5% is amazing. Because not only do you have to kill the SI, but there's a bunch of commons everywhere. And that's not the real zone, by the way. Just saying.
They do go ahead and kill off the boomers. Spitter's also going to go back into ghost form. I'm sure Akatsuki heard that. The Spitter's still not in ghost form. Still not. Okay, it finally goes into ghost form. 5 seconds left on Grizz. Do they try to beat? They should. They should. They're going to try to. They're crouching down, plowing through. But they don't drop down quite yet. It down go 2. Hunter does land with the stumble as well. Charge comes out. He misses. And they defuse yet another massive choke point in chapter 3 here. They're still above 90% after both of those bombs of choke points being down. You can see Akatsuki has full momentum right now. On Hokori's, I've said it once, I'll say it again, they're kryptonite here at Dead Before Dawn.
Ooh, this tank, I didn't realize the tank was before button, but this is going to be the 7th tank of this tournament match into the hands of 33, and they're going to take this tank on the down low. I remember what happened last time they went up top. No, it didn't work out for them, and they're going to choose to stay this down the bottom this time.
Yeah, I think both areas has its ups and downs, but with this one, you got to be careful about the smoker pull. Yep, they get the instant clear, and jumping the stumble as well. They're going to be able to back away from this. 2 SIs are dead. No, the smoker's not quite dead. They're going for the tank, the all-in out of 33, as he does manage to take Gohan down. Gohan does not pop his pills this time around. Charge now spawning up. They turn to look for the charge. They've got Rochelle over in the corner. Charge falls up. He misses. Just going to be stumbling, getting a smack in. Tank now going for Aisha. Gets a couple smacks onto Aisha, but the tank is now dead. And another tank neutralized for Akatsuki with just 1 in cap. This time getting some smacks, but let's see with the pickup, 62.2% left.
Very healthy. That's pretty good if you ask me. If you're Akatsuki's fans right now, especially when you have that 1,000-point lead, it makes taking a little bit more than usual damage to the tank not a problem. DB is well protected, but it's open though. They haven't taken a lot from it, but Gohan should be the target for the next couple hits. See if they can prove us right as they wait for a couple seconds for Grizz. They get a little antsy, and 33 gets skeeted, and it's only Boomer Spitter. And I don't know if this is the best place to go for a quad null as they go into the danger room, which actually, ironically, is the safe room.
Definitely not the danger room. And I think that that's why 33 sipped in his hunter like that. He wasn't expecting to get skied that quickly. He was expecting to try to buy time for the 4th SI to get up so that they could hit before they got into the danger room. But with 33 getting skied, there was no option but for Hokori to slow it down and restart here with a Charger, Jockey, Smoker, and a Spitter. In comes the hit. Spitter going to go out onto Ellis, but he's able to dodge everything, shut down everything, and still avoid any standing spit. Perfect hold by Akatsuki as they continue to deal with the commons as well.
Can always use these.
I mean, this is pretty much taken nothing yet since this event has been started. This is pretty good at 60% bonus. I'd be very happy if I was Akatsuki. They're going to have to deal with a tri-cap with the boom. I'm pretty sure we're going to watch the Hunter and Charger make sure they die first here and all, no matter what. Charger goes in, so does the Hunter, and they're deleted at the freaking door. Boomer does get a double proxy. The Jockey might be able to get a scratch. Oh, he latches on for a little bit of damage. Hey, there you go. No, they get 1.2 damage and 3 hits. Not bad.
Bad. We're going to see this Rico Bank opening here shortly. Not quite, and this really is where the other bomb of a hit comes in. Is around this corner, but guess what? Akatsuki's already made it around the corner, so they're going to be able to go through the Oh, they're actually going to pressure them here and try to keep them in here as the Charger's trying to find a spawn around back. Aisha immediately getting cleared and skeeting the Hunter as well. Smoker comes in. Charger from behind as the Smoker runs away. No, Smoker going for a little quick smoke. Not going to happen. Charger just going around doing absolutely nothing. Spit got picked as well. And you know what? Not only did Akatsuki avoid that major choke point, but they're going to shut down the hit for free and then continue on through here and avoid this choke point as well. This is the worst case scenario for Hokori.
Yeah, this is it. This is all they're going to get. It's how well can they jump the fence. The Boomer tries. Going to get the alarm off, but Ellis has no problem getting over, so these comments won't even make it over in their path. Jockey launches in, doesn't get anything. The Hunter comes in very late. The Spitter goes in for a delay. And that is a massive bonus from Akatsuki. 3,003, and it's 3,160. But what I meant was they scored 1,000 points in 3 maps. I mean, per map.
That is crazy. If you look at the bonus, 55% of it got through. About 30% of that was a tank fight, which means that only about 15% happened outside of the tank. So Akatsuki shut down, and it's really hard to overstate just how scary this chapter 3 is. I feel like this is such a bombshell of a tank. So the fact of a chapter in general. So the fact that they got that much bonus all the way through to the safe room is huge. And we're gonna see if Hokori can respond. They need a response like now.
Yep, and this is their chance. Down 1,012 before the 55% bonus from Akatsuki, and the difference, if you see there, is 700. So they cannot reclaim the lead this chapter no matter what, but they can start breaking into it. Yeah, well, they take the opening. They're going to go quad for the button. And Hokori can't even rush. They have to wait. Well done by Akatsuki. No, they're flying high right now, making very good decisions.
That is shocking. That is shocking. They're going to go for the quad here, which a good point for this is one player is going to be desperately trying to press a button. So if the SIs go for the other 3 players, they can overwhelm pretty easily and be able to land a tri-cap or something like that. But we are going to see the hit come in here shortly. Question is, are they going to send all at the same time, or what's the plan here? Taking their time. Oh, it's a tri-cap! Jockey not quite able to find its target, but still going to be plenty of damage. I mean, everything being said, 10% is acceptable for Hokori, but this is still another win for Akatsuki.
They didn't. Oh, they did close the door. Did they close the door? Yeah, okay. I was like, why is nobody closing the door? But they do manage to get it closed. They'll lose about 10% bonus. Not terrible, but they do take a lot more. Boomer gets stuck in the garage door, which technically you're not supposed to do, but due to where he was done at, it's not going to have any harm or anything in the game. So we just sack the Boomer, wait for a hit at the vent. As you can see, Yaf took no damage from that boom. And to be honest with you, Nah, if there's no attack coming in, the one boom is very convenient for the rest of the team to help out.
Okay, gonna be continuing on. Hunter, Jockey, Charger, and a Spit. Huge hit for Akatsuki. Huge choke point to do it at. Hunter's already spawned in, giving the noise cues. Is anybody? Yeah, the Charger's gonna drop. I don't like that at all. Ali's just gonna do something ridiculous. That was kind of unnecessary. But wait, did he get play? He get damage? I mean, it seems like he got fine damage. Nice ski out of Zyko. Spit coming out, trying to shut down the Jockey. Not gonna happen. But what is that spread? Absolutely horrific spread. And they do manage to shut down the hit.
Yeah, Corey got down pretty well. I'm surprised they actually got down without taking much more damage than that. But do note and all, they did find a set of pills, so there's only one more left. That is important to note, depending on how much that'll come into play later. And this is going to be a big determination. The way the rest of this match is going to go is how much damage they're going to take. And Hokori knows they got to play aggressive and all. And it looks like they're going up top. No, and they retreat back down. Interesting. I thought for sure with how much they're down that they're going to play it risky and play Ring Around the Rosie up top to try to get a no-hitter. But instead, they stay down here to guarantee tank damage onto their own team.
I think there was probably Commons still up above. I think that they're just worried about just overreaching. I'm actually not 100% on that one, but obviously the glaring issue here for Hokori is the fact that I mean, this tank is, if it doesn't get an in cap, that's going to be very surprising, which means it's going to be quite difficult for Hokori to hold on to this bonus that they have.
All right, he's at the door. Take it away now.
All right, Smoker or Hunter behind, Jockey taking him. Hunter now finding Nick. No, he's going to continue hopping around. They've got a double cap on opposite ends, finally getting the clear on the Smoker. Damage coming out from Zyko. Oh, Tank decides to change direction. Missing smacks. Gohan kind of drops the ball there as he does go down with one more smack, but plenty of damage still being put out. The Smoker Jockey was insane. It was actually crazy that the Hunter wasn't able to finish the tri-cap there. I don't really know what happened with that Hunter. But the Jockey and the Smoker were goated out of Akatsuki. And hold on, because there's a stumble there. Spitter behind. Gonna force Rochelle to walk into another smack. And yeah, that's not gonna be the cleanest play. They have, in fact, they are tied points-wise on the chapter. And Hokori still got over a third of this chapter to progress.
Yes, in fact, actually, no, they've officially lost it. That Hunter took enough damage, so now Hokori is just playing, let's mitigate how much damage, how much more points we're going to go down into Chapter 4. And remember, Chapter 5 doesn't have value like the other finales would know. It's only 500 distance, not even 6. So if you're going to be down 700 going into the finale, I don't think it's enough. We saw Ewan try to make a comeback on that chapter down that much and weren't able to quite do it. I believe that's who it was, but we'll have to see. Or he has to ace the rest of this match.
Game. Yeah, and I mean, we've been casting a dead air for Bloodfest tournament like all weekend, so we're used to that 800-point finale there with, you know, just a couple hittables, sparse environment, huge point potential. That's not really going to necessarily be the case, like you said, on this one. But wow, they walk into a double cap in this area as well as the Boo manages to stumble the Jockey. Not optimal, but still a Charger landing with the wall connection as well, as they dip down to 720 points. They've lost about 100 points during the Danger Room.
And they come up early, which is interesting. I know they want to go quickly, but you can't go until the door's open because they got two bleeders in Zyko and Grizz. More so Zyko's the problem, but he doesn't have any permanent HP. He should be the target, and even the infected say, you know what? You can have out there. We'll wait in here for you, and that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, well, they already have their hit ready. Hokori was off cycle while Akatsuki was pushing through this major choke point. Akatsuki is not going to give them the same benefit. They are on cycle, ready to hit at one of the major breakpoints of this chapter here. Charger around the wall. He continues to wait a bit. Hunter going in as well. Charger getting lasered. Hunter with the spit. As they go to pick the spit, though, yeah, takes a little bit more damage. And again, they are down 100 points as they pop pills, etc.
Yeah, and they're back on the move, but like, they still do have 30% of the map to go through. And for the person who's asking in chat, the add-ons I have for my special infected, it is female or male hunters, female or male smokers, and female or male spitters. Those are the 3 add-ons that I have, but Charger tries to play chicken, and a boomer drops down. That's funny. And then the Charger goes on the outside in a way. That's actually really funny. He's also to wait for them to go forward, and they'll hit one more time at the safe room. Nothing like watching a Charger climb up and a boomer pops out.
Yep. 5 seconds left for Alige, aka Bird, to get his final SI up. There's going to be one last hit here. And the potential is huge. This isn't a place that we normally see value come out, but the potential's there. The DB is wide open, especially on Rochelle. But you don't really want to challenge Zyko. They're going to land a double with the smoker on the side. Unfortunately, no spitter there, but that was almost a quad, actually, as well. I assume if there was a spitter in the mix, it would have been major damage if there was. But still, look at that. Chipping them down. I mean, really chopping them down even further. As it is 17-44 for Hokori to 31-60 for Akatsuki. And I am mind blown that I am even saying that sentence.
Yeah, I mean, not like the first game that we casted, and definitely the opposite as far as who is in the lead, but they are in the lead by quite a bit more.
Yes.
But this next chapter and all can have a lot change really quick.
Yeah.
So we need to know where we get in the tank and all. Let's see where we're getting it. If we're getting it, or all that's so Gotski's got to be like, woo, right now.
Yeah.
They'd be like, we did it, guys. We're gonna take one of these games. That's going to make it extremely difficult for Hokori to bounce back now because Agatsu's going to get at least 3,500 points, which means a 700-point delta, they would need what? Yeah, they're going to need 11 to 1,200 bonus to tie it up if they wipe at tank. And it's not easy tank to wipe at either.
Exactly. That. I mean, this is a pretty safe tank for the survivors, everything considered, which is the last thing that Hokori wants to see. I mean, don't get me wrong, you need a safe tank to be able to get into the safe room with points, you know, on one hand. But on the other, this just really isn't. Hokori wanted an outplay tank, like that early, you know, try to trick them, try to get into the diner with your survivor side, try to keep them out of the diner with your SI side, that sort of thing. Instead, they're going to be greeted with this late tank. Hit comes in. Hit is actually going to be able to find some good damage. Ellis runs through the spit like there's no issue with it. They take 7.5%. And yeah, they do take a lot of damage.
Yeah, they know that they're in really good shape right now, and they are going to be flying a little high. They still got to be careful. They don't want to get caught with their pants down and get hit really, really bad to where they just get wiped with the tank guaranteed. They can still make it safe from here. They go, Charger splits them. They melt that Charger so well, but this jockey is not getting cleared. Riding on Coach. I think Coach said, Ellis, is that you? That time, but they're out in the open, and that's a good average so far. Now they're averaging 7.5 damage onto Hokori on the Chapter 4 of Dead Before Dawn. Very good start so far. See if they keep it up.
Yeah. What is the move here? They're gonna play it safe. We'll chill 30% until the tank comes in. Yeah, they're gonna spawn around the ATM, and the ATM's gonna get triggered. Charge will be avoided. I feel like the charges were such a secret weapon for Hokori on Hard Rain Downpour, but almost no chargers have landed across all 4 chapters here so far onto Akatsuki here on Dead Before Dawn. So it's just been a major shift of the tides as they are going into another close quarters area. But I don't think Hokori has that amazing of a hit for it. They do have a tri-cap Hunter Jockey charge, which should be good enough to be able to get something going. But Jockey kind of hopping around, getting caught out a little bit. Hunter going to take his plays. There it is. Jockey going to try to hop around now, but position 2 is ready to back him up. Jockey gets cleared. Boomer finds one, and Charger is stranded, spawned in somewhere. Just doing. Oh no, he's back in Ghost.
As soon as he spawned in the back, I think he realized his mistake and went right back to backwards to get a despawn, which I can't disagree with.
Oh.
1 punch, 2. Oh, they'll just take. Them 2 on the spit. Very smart.
No.
Can they get a pull into there? Nope. Killed off. Well done. Gotski playing lights out this campaign now. They're not happy with the way the first one went.
But that was also such a smart play by Hokori. They recognize that it's so damn tough to get the damage in here, and that a charge is basically useless in this spot. So they send in a solo charge. They get a smack and a wall charge with it for free onto Rochelle and almost combo it into a spit. I mean, that was kind of a legendary attempt by Hokori. But Akatsuki one step ahead of the game, and they shut it down. Charge now coming in with the spit attempt. Jockey dragging into the spit, and the stumble. Unfortunately, not going to be able to keep him in that spit. But again, Hokori trying to optimize the best way they can and getting some decent value out of it. If they weren't so damn far behind already, this would actually be a great showing by Hokori.
Yeah, I mean, look at their health. They're almost all 3 punches. 2 of them are only one of them is not. So this means all pill commit if nobody wants to be down in 3 hits, and this tank's gonna spawn in the vents. And you know what, Nal? I think if I'm a Corey, if it spawns in there, I think I just fight it inside. Fight it in the vent.
Yeah, that is an interesting proposal. It feels like we've faced this tank so few times. I don't remember ever having this. I feel like teams typically just immediately back it out or something. I don't ever really remember casting this tank with DMK.
No, it's rare to see this one. They're gonna back up. The tank will be a little bit faster, but he's not gonna be able to catch them. And look at Aisha's already back there. There's no spawns for them to do anything. And you know what they didn't keep, which would be nice now, is that spitter. So they can't come out.
You're right. Wow. Hokori, usually one of those teams to consider every option available to them. That is a potential oversight, though.
And Psycho can't play long. He loves to play long tank. It ain't happening here now.
You're right. Not getting to use their best, one of the best rock players in the world. But we got Psycho coming in. He's in the vent stuck. He's lost 1,000. Yeah, the charge comes in. It lands with the smackdowns and the smack and the smoker as well as Rochelle gets hit all the way down. She is down. Ellis is going to go down as well. This is actually no, Ellis does not go down somehow, but Zyko is almost certainly getting the wipe here. Uh-oh, backfired plan by Akatsuki, and have Hokori weaseled their way into a comeback here. Remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, Akatsuki will get no more than 3609 across 4 chapters.
That's big. There's the Wiperino. They needed that desperately. Yes, they did. Corey has opportunity. We'll have to see a point evaluation. We get a pick on the other side. We'll add 700 point delta to put them to 2444. So that'll put them, what, about 1,200 point bonus is what they need to even it up. That's the difference now. And I believe, what do you think? If that's 1,200, I think 800 bonus, we go final.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe a little less. I don't know. It really depends on how Corey feels.
Right. I mean, we already settled that this game probably isn't going the distance today if Akatsuki win this one. So Hokori might as well go the distance because either way, they play one more chapter and they're done for the night either way. They either win or they go to game 3 on some other date. Wow. So I don't see any downside to taking this finale, even if it's kind of an offshoot. But we are going to have the first hit come out. Obviously, step 1 for Hokori is to avoid the damage that Akatsuki just 888. Double charge is a great way to start out by Akatsuki with the spitter hopping in and getting some scratches too. 6%, not a bad way to start this chapter off at all.
No, they'll be happy with that. They know, like, we don't got to kill him now. We just got to get their bonus down. And look at this. Yep. Nick is having trouble with commons in the back, taking a couple of slaps, but more so the delay to allow the spawns to come up before they're able to get out of the big room. They're not even in it yet. Oh, they weren't ready. They got through it anyways.
It's going to come in regardless. Jockey and Hunter just hanging out. Charger. Okay, this is quite the hit here. It's not going to be able to culminate into anything at all as they close the doors and keep it stepping. I think Akatsuki is going to try to just forget that hit ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, if they keep hitting like that, Corey might actually have a chance to do this. Yeah, they got to lock it in. You can tell that they're happy that the attacks seem to be just a little off. See if they bounce this back together. A nice pull to a pound spit would be great. Maybe a boomer on top of the hunter when it's cleared to get a stumble or two. We'll just have to see if they can take advantage of it. It's going to be shotgun on, and they'll get the pound spit. That's successful. They're not going to get the pull forward, though. Yap ain't going to let that happen, but that's good damage onto Hokori. Down to 1,333, and pretty elite number to have now.
Hey, got that 1337 representation here in the house for all my gamers in the building. Raise your Mountain Dews. But that was really questionable out of Yap, in my opinion. I mean, he got scratched like 3 or 4 times. Like, he engaged in a cat fight there, and he was definitely the losing cat in that, because he's got scratched way too much. Jockey into the charge, Hunter trying to come in, but the cap is secure with Rochelle, with the comments, and the smoker landing, and they are in a same, if not worse spot than Akatsuki was at this point, down to 75.4% of the bonus, and this is not going to cut it, simply enough.
And it can't anymore, especially if there's no finale, because it's mathematically not possible for them to take the lead anymore. But they can make it much closer and push that final chapter. Boomer pop stumble, Charger's up, Spitter's up, Hunter goes in. That was janky. Found the target on top of that. Charger gets a stumble. The Spitter just spit in there. They'll get some decent value. Health almost drops down to 1111, but it's 1117. I just wanted to say that.
LLLT in the building. Yeah. Okay, there should be a smoker here, yes, which means they could. Do they slow it down? I mean, it's a poo too. Okay, Hokori's going to go ahead and walk forward, not going to give them the opportunity for the hit there. Boom comes out and dies, and it looks like Akatsuki is just going to try some last minute shenanigans here, maybe a smoke pull down for some fall damage, something like that. They can potentially hold this spit, which is something that you mentioned was something that Hokori, didn't leave on the table. No, they are going to send the jockey to smoker, still holding onto the spit in the hands of Sexito, but he is the tank.
Yeah, that's actually it's probably one of the first times you don't want the tank spitter to be that. Wait a minute, this spitter is out. She's running away. Oh, she's jamming. Look at her. Oh, or him actually from my screen. Oh, they see the spitter. Spitter's going to be picked.
But they prevented the run forward with that, which I think was pretty unlikely. But it looks like Akatsuki felt like as long as they can't do that, we're good. So they succeed the mission. Double boom as well. Take it away, Ipke.
Oh, the double punch. He gets in the vent. They're backing up. He's laying into them pretty well. 4,000 HP. Tank's gaining on him. He's gaining. He's almost got him. Someone's getting yeeted. The Hunter stumble. There's another punch. He clears the Hunter, though. Nick is stuck in the... Actually, it works out in favor for Hokori. The Charger lands. There's commons everywhere. This tank has 900 HP. He's spreading the love. This Charger's going to kill Zyko. And this might be... Nope, it's not going to be a wipe. As Yap can't kill off the tank here. He has to save Zyko. And it looks like Akatsuki is going to do it. They're going to even this game out. Because this tank has 800 HP, and that's too healthy to get a wipe. Or to be... Oh, wait, no. There's the pull. And can he get there? Rock comes out.
Yep.
They did it, no. That's going to be a wipeout. And Akatsuki is going to get the victory over Hokori. Wait a minute. Are they not saying good half?
GG. No GG.
There it is. G-halves come out. Oh, no, they're going. They're going. We're going. He said Q Mappa. We're going to map 3. All right, and we are back here for Game 3 of the Grand Finals of the Blazing Cup between Akatsuki and Hokori. Both teams have managed to crawl up to 1 campaign each. One dominated by Hokori and playing on Akatsuki's map, and Akatsuki dominated Hokori on their map. And now we're going to go to the neutral one here, 9-0. We're going to go to Death Toll, a shocking one. And not only we're going to see Death Toll, but we're going to see 2 of the world's best play on it. And we're going to start Chapter 1 with a late tank. No long tank being played early here on Chapter 1.
Yeah, I know I'm not really supposed to say it, but not getting the early tank here is a heartbreaker for me. I really wanted to see how some of the world's best teams deal with this long-range tank. If they turn it into just like instant engage with the cars, like what their game plan is. But it's rare that we get to see this tank inside, so I think that that will be a unique treat too. My issue is it is a little bit more straightforward. You know, it's just like this enclosed space. You cannot run forward, you cannot run back. So it's like, where do you run? You just have to kill them in this enclosed space and not get capped. That's basically going to be the game plan here. But there is plenty of mayhem left to unfold for a campaign like Death Toll. Like we said, Hokori made it look convincing on Hard Rain Downpour, but then Katsuki making it look even more convincing on Dead Before Dawn. I don't think either of these teams are really known for their Death Toll play. I don't really think anyone is. So this is going to be a very unique tiebreaker and potential end to the Blazing Cup.
Indeed it is, and Hokori has changed their roster lineup. Shockwave is in, 33 is out, so their core 4 has rejoined. Shockwave has gotten off of work, and he is ready to game. And there's going to be the ladder hit choke point coming up on Death Toll, pretty standard hit. No spitter though, no jockey. So they're probably going to hit on the transition up, or try to do something cheeky. And here goes Akatsuki. Oh, that tongue was so close. Oh my goodness! That survivor went yeeted across the map, but he really did take... Where'd the damage come from? Was that the fall damage?
Shockwave. Yeah, wow. The fall damage from the bullet charge did 50 points onto Shockwave, combined with an additional 8 there with the smoker and Yap even getting, I guess, swiped or something for 6. And that is going to be a ton of damage. Very beautiful hit from Akatsuki. Not what we expected, and paying off in spades.
Indeed, the Shockwave is in, the new player in, and he's being picked on immediately. Charger spawns over with the jockey. Hunter is really late here. This is going to get melted. Yeah, that was a little sloppy coming out. Oh, the spit over shot. Almost a pound spit salvage. We'll just get a pounce for a damage or two. Everything else shut down cleanly there and all. As we go into what is this? This is going to be the 9th tank of this tournament match into the hands of Gohan for Akatsuki.
This way is blocked.
And Survivor's going to stay up here just like you were saying, no? And easy corner for the tank. See what support they're going to get.
Boomer, jockey, and a smoker for the time being. And there definitely is a potential for some chip. Gohan going to be going for some curve rocks in the time being. Pretty tough to get those curve rocks around. And he's going to go for the full engage with the 1 boom. Survivors do start backing up, instinctively dodging. The smoker pull is massive. Jockey's now going to hop in and immediately dies. Now Zoe rather is kind of giving the ring around the road as he into a smoke pull. Doesn't get the clear on the smoke. Instead, Zoe's going to get cornered here. 2 smacks and the tank dies off. Like I was saying, pretty straightforward tank fight. Beautiful dodge of the smoke and essential dodge of the smoke coming out of Zoe. But the rest of the hit, pretty straightforward. The charge just going to get cleared, and yeah, one last hit for Akatsuki. And if Hokori press the issue, Aish is going to be struggling to get up. I guess he will get up by the time they walk in around the safe room, but still, I mean, look at how quickly Hokori's going.
Yeah, this is a really big chapter for them. Look how healthy they are. They're really rushing this. They know there's going to be a hit coming. They're trying to bait. Oh, he gets the 25! The Boomer doesn't get the stumble jock in the spit. What a big finish for the chapter. That was huge. They desperately needed it, dipping them just under 600, not allowing them to get the 1,000 points on the first chapter. Only 996, but no, you know what that means. That was a 25. We got to put a raffle up.
Yep, the SIs desperately needed it, and the viewers did too. With the raffle now coming up, dropping them shy of 1,000 points. Dropping them down below a break point. But, I mean, let's be real. We don't really expect the wipe to come out on this tank. But Hokori did a frighteningly good job of dealing with the tank. So this could be a pretty big points lead after this first chapter if Akatsuki don't play lights out here.
Yeah, we're going to see how it's going to come up to probably what are they going to take at the hill? Or I guess the ladder with... I don't even know what to call the hill or the ladder because a lot of teams like to just take advantage of what's given to them. and they pull that guy in the back into the double charge, eating Shockwave for 50 damage like you were saying. Big play coming out there from Akatsuki, but now they got to go on their survivor, and they got to return the favor to this tank fight now. They can't suffer any more than a down. Can't go get down too much points in death toll. It's not easy to bounce back from.
Charger, Smoker, Hunter, and a Boomer. As I just realized that all members of Hokori have exactly 5 letters in their name. Boomer on to 2. And so Akatsuki is not able to shoot it out of the air. It doesn't get popped. It's not a big deal. And they do have an SI down as they approach the ladder. But I think this is just going to be good enough to get them an extra SI. Don't know. They're trying to press the issue. It's going to be scary as Hokori is just going to opt for the most straightforward of the hit sequences possible. We got the spitter here, pre-spit coming out. Sexito gets the escape of the smoke pool and he's able to clear it out. Oh my god. Sexito shuts everything down. And as I type in exclamation mark MVP, he indeed does get about half of the SI damage for the chapter so far.
Very strong showing so far for him now. Looking big right now at Akatsuki in the first attack. But his bigger attack is going to be what happens at this tank fight, but they'll have to deal with one more. Same spawns, just coming from different areas. Jockey has already given away its location, but the charger's being blocked, so it has to relocate. They're waiting for this charger to find something. The hunter has given away its location. It lands, gets cleared right away. Charger's still blocked. Jockey got melted, and Akatsuki just outsmarted Hokori there and all, not giving up that spawn, and they don't get a charger or a boom.
Yeah, very awkward for that hit. Just doing nothing. 96.2% with the tank coming in. Tank needs big damage. Gonna be in the hands of Shock. Shock being the guy who got bullet charged for 50 damage within the first 30 seconds of him joining this best of 3, and now he's immediately being given the tank, and he is definitely in the hot seat. He's definitely gonna need to prove that him replacing 33 was a good option. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've seen plenty of Shockwave. We know that he's a world-class player, but does he have the warm-up here? Is this gonna be a throw? We'll have to see.
Waiting patiently. I think they're gonna go with a boom too now. I don't know how I feel about this. They're banging a lot on this. Let's see how many people focus the tank and don't shoot the tank with the spawns being up. Boomer finds 1, finds 2, gets a punch. They're not shooting him. He's so healthy. He still has 5,000 health. He is so healthy. He's got to the high ground. The charger whips though. Oh no, he doesn't. It lands, gets cleared. The hunter lands in the back on Aisha. It gets cleared. He's gonna punch him back to the car. Aisha just gets out of the range of it, but will get cornered. Oh, he jukes him. Oh, he gets out. But he's by a car now. He doesn't take the... Oh, yes, he does take the car punch. And I think they're going to be able to kill Aisha. No, the tank runs away. No, he doesn't. Pull down.
No.
Oh, they get another one. Oh, my goodness. And this is disastrous for Akatsuki, and they need to make sure this jockey does not land on this pickup. And they're not picking up right now. Spawns coming up could be disastrous. Common lock on the person getting up. Spawns are being blocked instead of pickup. Here they comes the jockey to the lane. Oh! I think they got it now.
Bitter. Charger. They're going to hold. They're going to hold. There's a massive stairwell hit coming up. I don't blame Hokori at all for doing what they did. I mean, that was absolutely unforgivable. I think for your Aisha, you basically have to accept that you just got hit into the corner and just get cornered and not die. Instead, he does juke the tank, but that walks him into a car. I don't know if that was really the play. And then Gohan getting smoked down, that was the tank's last chance hit. And he not only killed off Aisha, but he also downed Gohan. I mean, this was not pretty here from Akatsuki. On the other hand, it was very pretty out of Hokori as they continue. Some very pretty gameplay with a complete overwhelm here on Sexito, blocking with the spit as well. And that was a beautiful textbook Hokori hit as they keep things interesting and just continue to lay it on in the most optimal way you could ever imagine.
Yeah, the 145 points they have left now is so desperately needed, all of it. I don't know how much they'll be able to keep. They're pushing the issue with aggression. One survivor gets up, does M2 the jockey, the hunter trying to dodge, does eventually land, but it's cleaned up nicely. There's a pull down, clean. All right, no, they'll just lose 20. They'll walk in with 127. I think they'll get it all. It's round up to 3, so they'll be down 500 after 1.
It feels like every game so far has started with a team being down quite a bit after 1, which isn't always necessarily the way it plays out. Down 500, we're going to see a lot riding on the drains as we head to Chapter 2 of Death Toll. Question is, what percentage is this tank going to be? 68% is quite an interesting one. Not going to have the safe room tank for 1. This tank is kind of tragic trying to get in on the survivors, but with a team like Hokori that is really exceptionally skilled at early SI engages into like an in cap into a decommit, this could be a great moment for a Hokori tank here, gotta say.
68% of the way through the map. I believe they do have to wait the event out, so this is going to reward specials with extra hits. So I think we're going to see the minimum of 5 before tank hits. We'll see 1 here, 1 before button, probably 2 before tank, I think. So in between 4 and 5. We'll see who gets the better average, and Akatsuki really need to make it count. And no spitter in the opening hit, so I'm curious to see what strategy they're going to use to try to get damage without a spin off.
Boomer not going at the usual spot. I feel like it's played out. I think it's smart for Akatsuki to switch it up a little bit. Go for something maybe a little bit unexpected with potentially the late boom, arc boom kind of situation when they're already trying to clear this hunter. And clear that, which also the smoker seems to be going from a different spot. Yeah, the smoker kind of taking the boom spot, although not exactly. I really like what Akatsuki's bringing. I think it has potential to throw them off guard. Smoker coming out, not going to land. Going into Yap, and yeah, Yap is able to dodge that quite easily. Charger gets lasered down. And that was a big dud out of Akatsuki. I like the idea. Execution, not on point.
No, unfortunately it wasn't. And they're going to be able to push without taking much at all. Just a couple pennies on the dollar. Psycho taking 1. Yap taking 2, but the Death Order, not terrible. They'll get a tri-cap with Spit, but it's all taking advantage of when they hit this button here and all. I think the Charger is much better, but they're just going to go send everything. Nice 2-cap separation. The Spit gets blocked unintentionally, but still spreads onto the guy he was bounced on. But still, not much damage coming out from the opening 2 as the button is hit, and they retreat back into the sewers, waiting for spawns to come up here and all. And I think we're going to see 2 more. I think that's what all we'll see.
Hit is coming up out of Akatsuki, but as you see the boom coming in as the first SI, you know it's not going to be anything too crazy. No smoker here either, which could be a decent tool. It's going to be Hunter, Charger, Jockey. Hunter just launching out and not getting skeeted. Charger will get lasered down before it can turn into a multi-charge. Pretty close, but no cigar there. 5% after multiple hits as Hokori continue a relatively flawless run through here. Event is pretty much done, and yeah, I mean, they got to weigh out some comments, obviously. But, I mean, look how close they're getting to the tank. Already 3% away from the tank as they do slow it down and prepare for the next hit. Where Yap is standing, there is a potential for some shenanigans spawns, but it looks like he's kind of just... Yeah, we see the Charger is actually kind of fishing around for it. He's hopping up there. He's looking around. Is he going to be able to find it? Yap is definitely aware of it. He's trying to block every possible spawn. I don't know if he can, though. Yap is now going to bring in the tank as 2 players go in that area, and they are able to drop it around. No Charger shenanigans inside that room.
I'm surprised they still haven't tried. That's just sacking.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're keeping the Hunter, too. He's not very healthy, no. Not a honey. That's not a healthy Hunter.
Yeah, the Hunter just like crouched down in the middle of the tunnel. He just took a free chip, and I don't know what the plan is with him from here. Tank itself hasn't taken much, but we've seen this tank be very good at bleeding out opponents, but Hokori is nowhere near bleeding, so that's just going to be a full engage out of Aisha here, fishing for something, and probably not getting a whole lot, if I'm being honest. Like, we'll have to see. I like this setup from Zoe. Got like a lot of options that she can go around. Plenty of chip coming out, as can be expected. 1,000 points goes down to Aisha. 1,500. Make it 2K. Smoker pull onto Lewis. Immediately cleared as two survivors are ready to clear it. Charger is hanging out, but as he does manage to get yapped in the corner, this is huge. 1K left as Yap does go down from the fall damage. Hunter's hopping around. Charger missing. The SIs need to land there, and they are feeling a bit out of their element here. He is getting plenty of damage onto Grizz, not quite getting the end cap. That was kind of the saving grace of this, but honestly, MK, with that end cap coming out and all 3 SIs following, it kind of felt like the potential was there for a seriously nasty, potentially wipe. It did kind of fall through their fingers, but it's still going to be plenty of damage.
Yeah, it is. That is. Yeah, I do agree, no. It was a little bit more than 30% damage. Better than the average tank for sure. They try to get a full spit. A ding or two, not much at all. They were more worried about the sack order. I do believe the spitter died second, though, so... Oh, I think that's intentional. They're going quad before safe room. Last hit, too. I didn't realize. This is it. They're going to make it in. They're very healthy. I don't even know if they're going to be able to hit on the outside. How fast they are now.
You're right. Gohan still got 5 seconds. And they are blasting through here. I don't even see where the SIs are spawning. There is a smoker behind. Jockey behind us. Wow. What a steal. Yap goes down? Was that fall damage? I'm not sure what happened there. What was that about?
He accidentally walked off. Oh, that did a lot of damage too. Look at that.
Did a lot.
That took so much damage bonus away. Not able to get the spit delay in there for another hit, but man, that is huge at the end there. As the XDs come out, that was all DB. He had pills pop too, no? Didn't that just go from 95 down to 39%?
I honestly want to go back and I wish I could go back and look at it right now because that just blew my mind because it doesn't even from where I was looking, it doesn't even look that high up. Like I can't even believe that he gets in cap from that. But yeah, I guess you do. That is pretty crazy there. Don't get me wrong, still pretty high point chapter. Still going to be 480 bonus getting locked in, but yeah, less than 50%. Let's see what they can do for Akatsuki. Charger, Smoker, Boomer, Hunter. This was a pretty ineffective first hit from Akatsuki. Charger going in on the side. Smoker not finding anything yet, but he's going to go indoors. Hunter overlapping with the Smoker, and the Smoker taking the same spot as Akatsuki. Not able to find much as Akatsuki have a great response here on the first hit of Chapter 2.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They take that very well. I don't think that there was enough time to try to push anything early. It's like almost impossible now to see a team come out of here, go down there, hit the button, and get back in the sewer before spawns come up. It's just not a feasible thing to do. Spawns are up already, as you see, but what is that? What's Grizz going to be? Going to be a Charger jockey. This is not a terrible one. And look how aggressive they're going, and they could probably jock that guy forward if he's not paying attention. But nothing's going to happen.
Just setting up in formation here. I'm trying to bait these SIs into attacking on your terms. Because you would rather not have to drop down in here with all the 4 SIs up. You'd rather, try to bait one out. They do get the jockey him 2 away. Spitter comes in as well, and that's a big win for Akatsuki.
Yeah, they tried. You know what? There was only one thing wrong with that and all, and it was just the jockey pre-spawn too early. You got to spawn at the last minute when you come around the corner, not right when you jump. Oh! Is that a triple? That was Grizz, wasn't it? He's got 21 points, I think it was.
That's nasty. What?
He slid a little triple punch in there.
Whoa.
Hey, they're all under 5 punches. No, actually, never mind. Gohan was the only one not there.
That was wild. Okay, yeah, definitely worth it. We'll take that. Hunter, Jockey, Smoker, and a boom. Not a great follow-up hit, but he does manage to find Aisha there for a moment. Smoker getting plenty of dings in the meantime as they do dip around to 90%. It's not like a star-studded amount of damage that Hokori is putting out, but they are finding a bit here and there. Not the craziest average, but it is something.
I think they're being a little overzealous here. There is a lot of commons left, and they're in a bad spot right now. There's spawns on all sides. They know it. They're splitting up too because they're panicking, but they're safe on top of the railing. Charger will try to get stumbled, but not able to get anything. They just get a little bit more damage. Nothing major, but no. You see the health on the survivors? There's nobody 5 punches, and we even got 1 and 3.
Yeah, getting 2 Charger punches onto Zoe. I am surprised that Charge didn't just like take her off the railing either, but it didn't. It just stumbled her, and he was still able to get the multiple smacks in, which was great. Got a Hunter, Boomer, and a Smoker here. The Boomers have been quite the hot commodity during tank fights for both sides through this series, which is just, it's reflective of the kind of meta shifts we've been seeing during these tank fights. The Boomer fishes are real. Just trying to get a little boom in there and trying to capitalize on it when possible. Maybe they're just going to commit with it, as this boom doesn't seem too anxious to go in right now.
No, they don't have 3 guns on him. When he comes in, it's not going to shoot him as much.
Definitely.
Or he lit him up.
Boom does find 1. Just going to be a sack.
Doing a good job on holding his rage. And not taking any damage, too. No longer has to worry about it now, though. But no, he is in. And take this away when he's ready to go. See what Grizz can pull off for his team.
Okay, Grizz got a lot of work to do. Hunter, Jockey, Smoker, 5.5k HP left, 5k. Bill drops down on his own accord. Right into the corner he goes. And that, oh, by Lalo Rocky as he gets out of it. Oh, but it's back around. Is he going to be able to dance on him again as he pops the pills? Go on. Once again, popping the pills in the corner. Grizz has plenty of HP to finish the job. Opens the DB wide open. Another potential misplay there as they land the triple cap and they end the round regardless. It doesn't even matter as they're down 1,200 after 2 chapters here. What a disaster here for Akatsuki. And on the flip side, trademark Hokori coming out.
Yeah, they had the right idea, I think, Akatsuki, but I gotta say it, I say it all the time now. Akatsuki is a little bit prone to not shooting the tank when they hear spawns.
Yep.
Because that tank should have died so much faster. Oh, he skeeted the he skeeted the hunter with the rock when he was flying around.
This is not good.
No, I think they almost locked in 1 more week now. 1 more.
Pretty much, yeah. Because for those of y'all who are just tuning in, it might come to your surprise, but Hokori is playing from the loser bracket. Akatsuki is playing from the winner bracket. So if Hokori do win this, we do not crown a winner of the Blazing Cup. We go another week with a bracket reset. If Akatsuki win, if they get some miraculous come from behind 1,200 point comeback victory, which is definitely possible with the points remaining. We'll have to see if it happens or not. But if it does, they will be crowned tonight the winner of the Blazing Cup.
Yeah, and I tell you what, seeing a 28% tank spawn is what you want to see if you're a Akatsuki, and they need it desperately. This chapter is worth 600 delta, so if they wipe that tank, only letting Hokori get 2,100 points, just the distance alone put him at 1,500 about. I didn't know, 1,355. So that is definitely reasonable. A 500 bonus, you're only down by 250 into chapter 4. That's definitely can be done, but they are going to have to kill Hokori map 3 or map 4 in order to have any possibility. But there is one more thing to remember, is that this finale is worth the full distance of 800.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it is a
It's the
possibility.
boathouse, baby.
Yes, it is. And anything could go there. No hitters and wipes, no. They're very common.
Yeah, they can get a total of like 50 points on the chapter and just get wiped by right away early tank with the car. And speaking of cars, this is a 28% tank. They're actually going to send the hit. Something that I wanted to potentially discuss with you was the fact that by doing this, yes, Akatsuki gets lots of damage out. They put out almost 7%. But this tank is going to be unprotected, and I think it spawns right on the car. No, surely not. Surely it's going to be behind cover or something. Where is this? Okay.
Ooh,
okay,
lucky.
okay.
They were ready to fire squad him, all. You see him up there ready?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was thinking. So Akatsuki do the gamble by sending the hit in, and it works out perfectly.
And it's going to be Alige with the 10th tank of his tournament match.
Wow.
Actually, I think I'm wrong. This is the 11th. Yeah, this is number 11. So I don't know how to count, apparently, but...
Yeah, you're right.
We'll stay with... Oh, we have a hunter in the sky. Are we going to get another one? Here it goes. Oh, no! Poor thing. No raffle.
Give it to him. The charge does get the wall connection with an E-Rock. Oh, no, it's going for the car there. Alige has to leave the car because it gets hit directly backwards. Not the best hittable control here. And if you want to get a wipe here with this tank, you need insane hittable control. So this is not boding well for Verd, aka Alige. Boom comes out, finds one, but he has no option but to start making this car work. Start taking some chip in favor of holding frustration because he's got 10 seconds left before Aisha comes up.
Yeah, this tank is flirting with danger and all. 2%, I mean, 22nd pass, 40%. Oh man, you're flirting with it. I know you want your teammate, but you got to start sending this in now. It needs to be a very good tank. You need to kill them, and that car is not in a good spot.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
He abandons it. Take it away.
Okay, we got Bill inside. That is what he's angling for. Bill's immediately going to run outside, making him hop around. This tank has been absolutely obliterated. The smoker lands, the hunter lands, but they don't land in tandem. Ando's the third player there anyways, as the jockey goes for the stranded player. That is a no-hitter tank as Elite chooses to stand still. Not exactly a vote of confidence there from that tank. Not even going to attempt a decommit there, just going to accept his fate of getting absolutely nothing. And I think Bill bait him out a little bit there, got him a bunch of free damage coming out. I mean, someone had to flush him out, I guess, but that just gave a whole bunch of jumping, which we all know the tank does not like to jump. So that was just a bunch of free damage. And Hokori is so good at just shooting the tank. I mean, it's such a simple concept, but they always find ways to shoot the tank while remaining unpunished. And we see Akatsuki desperately sacking for the quad.
Yeah, I think they're going to hit him with all quad attempts the rest of the chapter, so we'll probably see... The only bad part for Akatsuki is that this next quad that they send is the only one that's going to have a chance of landing, because every other one's going to be taken in the shed as soon as Hokori knows they have the quad, so... Their only chance to land it's going to be this one, because it'll be out in the open, so they got to make it count. Good luck for Akatsuki. They could shy him about 150 points. Getting ready to push out here. This is all the money in the bag for Akatsuki, trying to hold on to this winner bracket spot, not have it going on to one more round. This hit is so important. What happens when they come out?
I'm reloading.
Quad is ready. Some trigger discipline from Akatsuki for the time being. Smoker's off to the side. Jockey's on top of the building. Hunter's already spawned around, leaping around. But oh my god, this charger spawn is so far away. And as the smoker spawns in, they all start positioning towards the smoker and away from the charger. And there was no chance in hell that charger was getting in. The rest of the SIs get shut down, no problem. And if the quads felt like that, then you can already see this is going to be a 1700 pointer for Hokori. Akatsuki cannot allow it. I will say, I have seen a quad happen in this shed before. The Survivor team went into the shed to try and play around the quad, and they still got quadded. It can happen. There are 2 points of entry into this shed. We'll have to see if that is the play or what, but it is going to be a 2-2 for the time being. Hunter and then Jockey, Boomer, finding nothing, dies first, by the way. So there's no quad there. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, and they're not going to have time to sack into more.
Yeah. Bird, I don't know, man.
Either way, Hokori likes to stay out here in the open, which makes it even more difficult for the Charger to get in here. So it looks like Hokori is going to bank 75% of this bonus minimum. I don't see him losing any more than that. These spawns are just too difficult to get damage on when they back up here.
Yeah, I don't know what Alicia's thinking with that boom, but he's going to go ahead and do it. Not finding much. Still going to be... they do get them below 1,700. You know, little victories where you can get them when you are trying to survive. But regardless, they get yet another extra set of pills, and they are looking like one of the healthiest teams I've ever seen at the end of Chapter 3 here. This is just a resounding win for Hokori.
Yes, it is. This is just a great first game, a great second game, and then I don't know whether it's just when Jockey gets blasted out of the sky. Nice ski from the Hunter. Boomer does grab one. Spitter goes. They do stack it to a quad. They'll get it right before safe room. But right here, now remember, it's one thing to get to the grand finals, but you got to be able to take the games that you play. Best of threes can be give you a little fatigue on it. But Hokori never shows fatigue when they play. They stay locked in. And right now, it just looks like Akatsuki is like, you know what? We did our best. We'll have to dust ourselves off and come back next week. Unless they can finish it off here with this quad. One last chance, just allowing full distance. See if they can wipe him out here in Arbor Force.
As they do go ahead and start the match, they start it back. The Hunter got skeeted or something there, and now they send it in as 3. Charger not landing, Smoker landing for maybe a tick, and they will be able to walk in with over 1,600.
What? It said what? Yapped shut down AI Boomer in 0.5 seconds. What? How does that happen? There's AI Boomer? I gotta have to go back and watch that again.
I thought it was maybe the Boomer inside the room. I didn't know if he tried to open it.
You're right. I forgot. I'm new. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's tough to be a new player in Left 4 Dead 2 in 2025, so I don't blame you. MK, of course, being the creator of multiple maps, been around the community for decades, etc. But regardless, this is going to be a tank. I don't really think it matters how it plays out, to be honest. I think we see this scoreline right here, almost 3,000 points in favor of Hokori. It definitely, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not a campaign that comes up in the competitive map rotation all the time. And whenever that happens, it's almost always going to favor Hokori. They seem to have such a deep understanding of the game that translates so well across any campaign. And in addition to that, they're also just like really familiar with every campaign. So it does feel like Akatsuki got thrown a curveball here that they weren't quite ready for. But also, I mean, I didn't feel like they were particularly locked in either. So hopefully going to be able to bring it back here next week. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and see this next chapter play out. We've got this chapter 3, the second round of it, and I'm assuming chapter 4 as well.
Yeah, they would need some kind of miracle in order to make a comeback and have a ability to win this game. Very, very rare. Ogre gets the pull. Charger rockets in. They all land on the same survivor, even the jockey. With some iframes will negate damage coming out onto anybody. Oh my gosh! And Aisha is catching cars. Somebody call that person an Uber. And Zyko is glad to pick Aisha up. Oh, it bounces back over Aisha. Unlucky. Death at 3,600. Probably see a bunch of X. Oh, he gets the cutoff punch. And Zyko looks like he's going to retreat to the high ground and try to drag this out as long as he possibly can.
Zyko says, thank you very much. Please leave a 5-star review. And he is out of there. He's going to go for the recommit, though. He says, hold on. Dude, where's my car? Oh, here it is. Let me go ahead and kill some more people with it. Hold on. Got Zoe cut off on her own with the charger. 1 smack. 2, lining it up. More importantly, hey, we'll take you right to the doorstep. Delivery. Hello. Knock, knock, Elise. Here we are. Not quite going to get that second grind out, but how about that? A kill into Sexito. And Sexito just walks up to him. And in fact, it felt like he missed the smack right into Sexito's face. Just stop with the pistols. Let it happen. Stop with the pistols. Let it happen. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. And they leave. They are out of there. The GGs get called. And that is going to be game 3.
And that is right. Hokori gets the victory in map 3. 3,612. 844. And they even the score And we get to go another week for the Blazing Cup. Next week will be the championship match. Akatsuki cannot lock it in all. They cannot get their first #1. Hokori was too strong this week.